everyone, this is Lights Camera Initiative here with episode 23 of our Tales from the Yawning Portal run-through, episode 4 of our Hidden Shrine of Tamoachan game. I am your illustrious Dungeon Master, Mario Vilas. Around the table are my friends. Does anyone have anything they want to say to the people before we start? Anything interesting going on with you guys?
The store was on fire today.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it was.
We got out of work for an hour and 15 minutes.
Well, apparently their store was on fire.
We got to sit out in the parking lot for an hour and not.
Did they actually find it? Because I heard they never found it.
They found
there was
nothing. Supposedly it was from a bat chewing through the wires.
Really?
I told you that.
Classic. I don't remember you telling me that, like, at all.
Yeah.
Was it from a bat or a Batman?
Man bat.
Anyway,
Wayne Bruce?
Wayne Brucey.
Sounds like a country singer.
There was somebody who said they had a coworker named Wayne Bruce. They responded to this with, my old nemesis, Man Bat. And no one laughed.
Silly. Last we left off, the group had found some pretty crazy stuff. They fought a pair of ancient warriors and taken their stuff after breaking into a burial cairn. Then they found a bunch of fire beetles that they fought and blew up the ceiling on top of themselves. And it really wasn't anyone's fault. Probably.
No, it's my fault for leaving them alone.
We could have predicted it. We had all the information to predict exactly what would have happened.
You should have told me.
Mistakes were made.
And
should have
I
told
actually
me.
forgot we have the healer this week.
It happens. And
Unfortunately,
all the clues were there.
as has been hinted at, although Caitlin is back here, which isn't unfortunate at all, I didn't mean to sound like it was, Jeff will not be joining us this week. I didn't mean it.
Yeah, fuck you, Caitlin.
Oh, jeez.
Anyway, they also found a sand trap that threatened to kill them, but they managed to fight their way out of and fought some will-o-wisps and gathered some treasure. They then managed to pull a stone block around for a little bit, because is it really a dungeon if you're not pulling around giant stone blocks?
We didn't put it on a switch yet.
No, but you took it off of a track, so.
We're getting there.
They managed to go up a level, encounter a gas spore, which at first they thought was a beholder, because gas spores look like beholder if you don't know any better, and managed to come across the ancient game of Pelota. Upon playing Pelota, Asura declared to the world that he would bring Pelota back to the masses, and the temple smiled upon him. So yeah, we'll have to
spell Pelota.
Pelota. Pelota. And yeah, that's where we had left off. Well, that and people just took some poison damage again.
Yep.
And as far as you can tell, the only way to go is forward, down the hall that you played the Pelota.
Apologies.
Where is it?
Blue book at the top.
No.
Apologies, thank you very much.
Yeah, the only way ahead that you saw was forward, which heads down the hall that you played Pelota at. Is there anything you guys wanted to do before heading back out?
Let's see. I don't think we've...
Not that I can think of. Yeah.
Okay. The hallway, full of dust and gas particles, fills your senses as it has for the last 5 hours that you've been here. Still, you sally forth and pull ahead. Hallway goes. The whole hallway is basically parallel to the chamber you played Pelota in, so it's about 140 feet. Once you reach the end of that chamber, it takes an abrupt right and comes across a door made of bronze, like most of the other doors you've encountered in here.
Well, keep looking.
perception as well.
Alright, roll me perception on the door.
See if we can find fucking
14.
11.
14, 11, and 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
traps.
You don't find any traps on the door, but there was a question at the end of last week whether you guys were slowing down to identify that whistle. Were you going to do that?
Oh, right, that weird ass whistle.
We might have-
We just took poison damage.
Yeah, but
I think it could be worth it.
yeah,
Like, we
might-
need as much of an advantage as we can.
Okay,
But-
then I'll say you ritual cast identify using...
Yeah, what if it's a whistle of cured
Yeah.
poison?
Or poison immunity.
It...
What?
Dispel poison.
Poison's a poison.
It's called the eagle whistle,
Like
right?
that.
That's what you
Yes,
said it was.
called...
It's a whistle of second poison.
It's a whistle of second. What part of eagle
Yeah,
implies
it could be.
second poison?
So, the whistle is like a carved eagle in flight. When it is identified, you know that the eagle whistle, while you blow it continuously, you can fly twice as fast as your walking speed. You can blow the whistle
Oh.
continuously for a number of rounds equal to 5 plus 5 times your constitution modifier, or until you talk, hold your breath, or start suffocating.
That's
A use
really
of the
cool.
whistle also ends if you land. If you are aloft when you stop blowing the whistle, you fall. The whistle has 3 uses, and it regains expended uses daily at dawn.
That's fucking awesome!
I don't know how I forgot about this. I remember seeing this.
Does that require attunement?
Oh, yeah, that's
No.
Oh,
but it
if
grants
any-
flight for 5 plus your con mod of minutes or rounds.
5 plus 5 times your con modifier.
And it doubles your walking.
Flight.
It gives you
It gives you
flight
flight
double.
double of your walking.
Oh, but that means basically, well, if you want to keep...
Number of rounds equal to 5 plus 5 times your constitution modifier.
And it's 3 uses.
I want to use that. Plus, it's an eagle, so that makes me want to use it even more.
You could gain flight with the feet, you know.
I know,
Okay.
but I don't
Not
have the
right
feet.
now.
I don't have the feet. I chose not
Yeah,
to take
yeah,
that feat,
okay.
even though it sounded really cool.
So I'm... Question, while you're, say... Would that be concentration while you're using it?
No.
No?
It just,
So-
you have to blow. So if you
So
want to
it's
cast
like-
spells, you can't use
Yeah.
it.
Okay, so it's like It's like if you stop holding your breath underwater in combat, right?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
But you have to blow the whistle continuously. Now, you don't have to hold it to blow the whistle.
Yeah, because it's like on a string. I assume. Just
Yeah. Well, once you have it in your mouth
Now
and
you
start
just hold
blowing,
You
it's-
can just kind of just
hold it with your mouth.
Did anyone else want to particularly use it?
I mean, I would like it, but I cast spells. So that probably would be a good idea. I mean, I could just...
You use a lot of wands, yeah.
Wands don't count as spells, you know?
You still
Oh,
have
you
to
have to
say
do
something.
it
with
Oh,
the
you do?
one, Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh!
So, the group of you checked out the door and you don't see any traps. What do y'all do?
Who's
Check
first?
on the door.
You're opening the door?
My love.
Okay.
I'll be right there
The
with
door
you.
opens and you walk into an oddly shaped room decorated in a cat motif. The center of the southeastern wall is carved to resemble the face of a snarling tiger with hollow eyes. Near the center of the room is a stuffed tiger, posed as if on the prowl. The tiger's left ear has been torn off, leaving a jagged scar on the head. Also near the middle of the room stands a stone statue of a tiger-headed man holding a spear. On several other spots on the floor are stuffed domestic cats in various poses, sitting, stalking, pouncing, and one is begging, paws in the air. One of the cats in the center of the room has been knocked over and chewed on. Its stuffing is falling out. Hung on the walls are several skins of lions and leopards, tiger heads, and cat o' nine tails. Along the midwestern edge of the chamber is a large calendar stone. Along the northwest edge of the chamber, a large calendar stone is mounted on the wall above a stone table or altar. The statue of the cat man depicts a tall human male with 2 extra sets of nipples. He seems to be wearing a tiger face mask and is clad in only a loincloth. A jagged scar runs across the left side of his chest, above the heart, and his chest is sunken and bony. The spear is stone-hafted, but bears a silvery head.
Clearly, a
Why
cat lady
does he
into
get 2?
BSN is
Do we-
was
2
in this
extra.
room.
Okay.
Why does he get 2?
Two,
Yeah,
what,
2
2
sets.
nipples? 2 sets
Two,
of
yeah,
nipples?
2 sets, or you just have 4?
He has 4 nipples. He
No,
has
it's
2 sets of
two
nipples.
2
sets.
extra
Okay.
sets of nipples.
So
He
he's
has 6
six.
nipples.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
Why?
thought you just meant an extra.
No,
That
No,
makes
you
more
said
sense.
2 extra
Jealous
sets.
him?
Yeah.
Why does he have so many nipples?
Imran's just jealous.
He's mother to cats.
I
You
want
said
to.
the ear was torn off. Is it obviously anywhere? Of the tiger?
Oh
You
yeah.
go for it?
Yeah. I mean,
I want to look at the
It's kinda
silvery
interesting.
spearhead
Mother of
on
cats.
the stone-hafted spear.
Same.
Watches the rugs all get up and attack us like we're in Ghostbusters.
I'm a little more
Not
concerned
again!
about
Oh
the,
yeah.
not again!
You're more concerned about
Sure.
the what?
the chewed up thing. I want to look at that.
When you have something's chewed up, something's probably in there.
The chewed up cat?
Yeah.
Okay. You go over to the chewed up cat, and do you write it or do you just look at it?
Because it's knocked over.
Huh. Yeah, I'll put it back up.
When you put it back up, the center of it makes like a clinking sound, like coins.
Huh. Okay. I mean, I guess if it's ripped open already, I'll look inside of it.
All right, you open the ripped open part on the back of its neck, and there appears to be gold coins within this stuffed tiger.
Huh.
Be careful.
It's in the tiger's belly.
This reminds me of that
Oh,
chipmunk movie.
Belly
Still more
beef.
interested in finding what chewed it up, though. I guess I'll just
Tracy,
point and
you-
go,
you-
there's coins in there, and then look for signs of an animal.
All right, roll me perception. And Emron mentions that there's coins in the tiger.
Check it.
I mean, ours.
There appears to be coins in the tiger. It's in its stomach, so you have to tear it open more to get to it. Or you could, like, I guess if you had a pair of chopsticks in like 3 hours, you can try to
We don't
meticulously.
have 3 hours.
Technically, there's another option if you want to be like ridiculous about it.
What about option C?
Just cut it open and take the coins.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you cut it open, and a shower of gold coins falls onto the ground. And as you do,
Yep.
the stone man
Yeah.
turns to flesh, drops the spear, goes, ah! And as it does, he like shapeshifts into a large jaguar and attacks. I'm going to need you all to roll initiative, but you are all surprised, meaning you will lose your first
Wait, what about my perception check?
Animorphs!
Still make your perception check,
I
but
already rolled it.
Grenna couldn't be
Okay,
surprised. Right?
then I guess Grenna isn't surprised because of her dagger of warning.
I was kind of hoping you would like come to life and fight. I didn't know you transformed. That's cool.
14.
I'm not surprised. Sick. Thanks.
Oh yeah, also makes sense.
Fucking Christ.
What
Nice.
are you complaining about?
It's just 2 in a row. I don't.
And
We all
what'd
control
you roll
twice.
on your perception, Caitlin?
I rolled 25.
25, okay. Hold on 1 second. Sorry.
He might be a special thing.
Okay. And where's that?
Oh, everything here seems to be 5,000 years old for some reason. We came across some sleeping monks that were like asleep for like thousands of years.
Yeah.
We found some dust that. Wait.
I was here for that.
I found some silvery powder that I mixed into a potion that we basically found out is a hibernation potion that when you drink it,
Yeah,
you
no,
basically
Walk
just go
all
into
for
stasis
5,000 years.
forever.
No, that's when they were.
But you remain aware of your
I
surroundings.
think we left
Semi-aware.
Semi-aware. So
picked
you
up
know if
when
something
we
dangerous enters the room while you're in sleep, basically. So you could wake up at any time.
I don't think you can wake up at any time. I think you're just semi-aware of your.
I need a scrap of paper. Real quick.
I can grab one from the.
Just scrap- hand me one.
It wouldn't be much of a poison if you could just wake up whenever.
It's poison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it puts you to sleep for thousands of years. You're
You do choose when you wake up.
you don't choose when you wake up. Do you choose when you wake up with that poison, or you just fall fucking asleep?
One thing in this room. Because it just puts you.
You can wake up if you're being like attacked, yeah, but otherwise you don't.
So you can't choose to wake up. If someone hurts you, you wake up.
Or like touches you.
But you don't choose to wake
But no,
up.
Yeah,
you don't choose.
Oh,
You
I
don't
thought.
choose.
Oh, it's
No.
as soon as somebody touches you,
Yeah.
you wake up. You
Yeah.
get okay.
See?
That's what happened.
But you do remain conscious of your surroundings. You don't choose to wake up.
Mm.
You're like in a coma.
Mm.
So you can hear things.
Oh, my bad. It was actually 28.
For the perception.
I forgot I'm actually proficient in perception.
You don't play like it. I'm joking.
No, he's not intelligent, but he is wise.
Petitioning a name change. You can't be Grenna and Grail. It's fucking with me too much.
Too close to each other.
They're not in the same campaign.
It doesn't matter. You know how many times when I've gone to write Grenna, I almost accidentally write Grayla? Like a bunch.
What if I were Brenna?
That probably wouldn't happen as much.
Drama.
It's too late. Grenna.
From.
Well, it's too late because
Sure. Initiative.
20.
Carac.
14.
Emerald.
22.
Squig.
5.
Grenna.
18.
So, as it turns into a large jaguar and moves to attack, everyone is caught off guard, with the exception of Grenna. Due to her dagger of warning, starting to whistle at her belt, she turns. And, in fact, she goes before the creature does.
Fuck yeah. Let's fucking rock. I'm gonna take a swing at it. I expect.
It'd be funny.
Is that also
Turd
maybe
was off guard because he wasn't caught off guard.
23 to hit.
That hits.
It does not.
Oh.
Due to base.
14 damage.
And your weapon is magical?
Yep.
Okay.
Using that sick axe.
Alright. Roll your second attack. And, so you said 14.
Yeah.
I should know, on the thing's chest, where it had the wound, it still has the wound.
Huh.
The wound above, like, its heart area is still there.
Even though it's not.
We
Does it still have 6 nipples? Or 6 cat nipples?
Nope.
Yeah.
Now it has
Gone.
2 nipples. The reverse.
Sorry.
This second attack.
don't ask.
The second attack got me
I
14.
thought cats have 8.
This is a weird magic, man.
Because my dog has 8.
I think cats have 6.
Yeah.
I don't know right now. Don't worry about
This
it.
one does.
So what'd you get on the
It's
second
magic.
attack?
Ain't gotta explain shit.
14? That also hits.
Sick.
Nice.
I stand corrected, my dog has 10.
Okay.
And this one was for 14 damage as well.
Maybe some of them are stuck.
Alright, you slash twice at the jaguar, cutting into it and drawing blood. It howls at you, more of like a low growl that eventually just gets louder and louder before it attacks in response. It does this by
Jaguars sound fucking terrifying. I've heard them.
They can be pretty vicious.
it reaches out with its claws and attempts to rake them across your body. 2 claws. What's your armor class?
It is 18.
Unfortunately for it, both of these claws strike across your armor and don't seem to have much effect. It now goes back around to the next turn where Emeron goes first.
But what about my perception?
We will handle that up. Okay.
Fine. I'll just move up and use probably savagery on the Jaguar.
Okay.
I got 16.
That hits.
Yeah, it's a giant cat. Well, it doesn't wear an armor. Probably.
I don't know. It's rude. He's
So does
got
the
like.
cat still have the loincloth on?
Yeah.
Or,
Do druids keep their clothes when they shave? I
no,
thought they did.
their clothes either become a part of them or fall to the ground.
Yeah.
No, actually, it mentions that if you change it to something that could wear the armor.
Yeah, they can
it'll-
stay.
I thought you need special armor for that.
Oh boy, 3
It's
damage.
3.5. Okay. You
3 acid damage.
claw into it, dealing 3 acid damage. Is that your turn? Okay. It is now Shura's turn.
Can I position for advantage and attack it?
Sure.
I attack with Shadow Strike. 25 to hit on the first one,
That hits.
and 14 on the second one.
And 14 on the second one. Oh, those both hit.
Okay. For 20 damage, 9 and 11. Or, yeah.
It is now Grenna's turn. Okay.
Are there rules for hacking at a particular place? You described Phil has a wound on his
Yeah.
chest, and I think maybe. Forgot.
No, not really. But I will know you aim for it.
Cool.
Explore previous weaknesses.
This is
Sweet
14 to hit, which I wouldn't hit last time.
Yeah.
And 8 damage. Oh, you are correct.
Especially
Oh,
at
right.
12
Fuck.
D12 damage.
Okay. Second attack.
I will hack at it once more. Getting 22 to hit.
Okay. That hits.
For 16 damage.
16. Okay. You slash at it twice. As you do, you pull open the area where it's scarred, and no blood comes out. In fact, that whole area seems kind of like empty. As you note, the rest of the places you attack were drawing blood, and a little bit of blood does ooze out of the wound, but it just seems as if that part is empty. Also, the wound there starts closing as you do so. It is now Carrac's turn.
Is that area in the chest where the heart would be? Like the left side of his ribcage?
Yeah, it does kind of look like where its heart would be.
Is it immortal except for killing its heart?
Well, does that seem to be the only
Anyway, it's
place
Carr's turn.
that's taking damage that has been beacon
Uh,
closing?
Yeah, it seems so.
I will shoot at it with my bow.
Okay.
Remember, you can climb out.
Oh, I can.
Well, I mean, I think height with range gives you advantage.
14 to hit.
14 to hit. That hits.
8 damage
It'll be easy for him to get around and cover though.
for the first
Go
attack.
above it.
And 14 again.
Oh, my
Also 8 damage. So 16 damage total.
Okay. 2 arrows strike into the creature, and it yelps in pain. As it does so, it becomes its turn. It kind of makes like a low like growl sound, and then it gets gradually louder. And as it does, one of the other like jaguar statues that I described around the room also begins to turn from its kind of stony form to a fleshy form. And as it does, it shifts form as well, turning into a massive 8-foot tall, which you can only describe as jaguar man. Features of both jaguar and man as it rushes forward and pounces on Emerald, gaining advantage for being flanking with the other one.
Like what he was before?
No, before he was a human wearing, but he was wearing like a mask and had multiple nipples. This one is an actual like
Tiger man.
Jaguar.
Jaguar man.
Sorry.
What's your armor class?
17.
Okay.
Maybe the other cats and stuff that are damaged here are previous things he's brought back.
What?
Huh.
The guy has no.
You
heart,
take 8
right?
damage. You need to roll me a strength saving throw.
Oh.
Why?
Oh.
Oh, that's
What
why
if
you
it's you're the Forsworn in Skyrim that had their hearts taken out? And they had someone else in place of it.
Briar.
And actually, that's not what I'm targeting.
7.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You are knocked prone, and as you are, it not only attempts to claw you with the other hand, but it leans down and attempts to bite and rip into your throat.
Yeah, it's doing big cat things.
Love that.
You take 10 damage from the other claw.
Actually, you guys might be about to lose me.
I am out of spell slots.
That did not take long.
I
And then another 10 damage from the bite.
No, that's 6.
And it is Squig's turn.
I am out of spell slots, goddammit. Well, let's see. New enemy within the room is on Emerald. I'm gonna bust out the wand of magic missiles that has not been used yet. And I'm gonna spend 6 charges on it and just fucking aim them all at that thing.
Is that the new one?
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
Fucking that's
Roll magic
I
missiles.
was gonna say, if you aim for the
5,
small
6,
one,
7. Is that 8 missiles? Right?
if you aim for the other one, you can possibly
9.
kill it.
That's
And
9 missiles. Oh, no, that's 8 missiles.
6. Okay, 8 missiles.
Why are you asking me if you know?
I'm gonna double check. Maybe one more, just so I can roll force twice. Sure.
Oh, sorry. I also forgot to mention the one that you all ganged up on takes a disengage action and moves 40 feet away.
Wouldn't that
From
mean that the guy doesn't have flanking on him?
He does it after, because their turn is at the same time.
Oh.
So, da-da-da-da-da, and then it moves. And as it does, once it finishes getting all the way over there, it turns back into its original, like, human form and pulls out a longbow, but doesn't fire.
Huh. Okay. With 24 damage?
24 on the new one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
You blast the new one with magic missiles.
does my
8
feature
darts.
trigger? So I can attack twice as long as
No.
it doesn't work once.
No, it doesn't. It's
Okay.
not a weapon, it's a wand.
Right.
It is now back to Emeron's turn.
Overgrown rug!
She can use half of her movement to stand up, right?
And I believe Emeron is a man.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so it's not holding on after it.
No, it doesn't have like a grapple thing, if that's what you want.
Yeah.
that would be so good.
Oh, yeah, because that's what most big cats try to do.
I know, but I'm talking about like initial descent.
Oh, I see.
You know, if that was one of its attacks. Sure would like to sleep this off. If we can sleep underwater, then we can't breathe it in.
That's true. If
Well-
any of you had natural water breathing, you could take a long rest under the water.
You also have 2 potions of water breathing, but I don't think they last 8 hours.
Less than hours.
If we could find a pocket underwater or create a pocket.
I don't think it would work. Well, actually, maybe a pocket would, but the gas is not even there.
We'd also need to refresh the oxygen that's in the pocket.
Yeah. How would you do that?
I don't know.
So you can conjure air.
If we had something. If we had literally anything.
Oh, it's alright, we'll just dig a hole straight up and just make a tube that goes all the way down.
Guess I'll just cure wounds.
Okay.
I may have to use my last spell slot for cure wounds. Wait, no. I was out, wasn't I?
No, you saved it.
No, you used the last one.
Yeah, I did use my last one.
Oh, I think you
You
saved
used the last
No,
one.
I
This one?
I saved my land hands. I saved 5 points then. Never mind. I have.
No, you saved 10 points. Because you had 25 and you used 15.
Yeah. Mario is correct.
I just did the
I
other one.
had 25 and I used 15.
You used 15.
So
So
that
you
brought me
split
to
all.
40. Was that after? No, that was
No, the
before
only
the
time you use lays on hands, you use 15 of your 25.
ceiling. After the ceiling.
Yes.
Did you use more lay on hands at the ceiling?
No.
Then, yeah, you
no,
split
no.
it.
I used it when I took that big chunk of damage. So I have more hit points then.
This is why you should really write it down at the end of sessions.
Yeah, I
Just
know.
saying. Alright.
That was on.
Sure, it's now your turn.
You took 16
From the ceiling falling, yeah, you took 16.
and then 5.
Regardless, it's your turn
Yeah.
now.
I moved to flank the big one.
Tiger Man.
The one that attacked him?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that.
It's still a jaguar.
Jaguar.
Stop calling it
You're
tiger.
saying tiger.
Tiger. Are you sure it's a tiger?
It's a jaguar!
23 for
That
the
hits.
first one. 22 on the second one.
Those both hit. Full damage. I was like, where are those like shit?
4. 20 total, 10 each.
You slash twice into this creature at its back. It's big, it's massive, it has a lot of blood to lose. If the beating the first one took is any indication. Although that one is looking hella beat up, so.
Oh, so he still looks injured even after shifting back.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not like Emerald's.
After the ceiling collapsed.
It is now. Grenna's turn. There's the one that ran away from you, but it is 40 feet away, so
Yeah.
you can't get up and melee it. Unless you have something you can use to boost your speed.
Good check jab.
You could chuck javelins at it, or you can attack this new one.
Nah, it's ineffectual. You guys already got the new one.
For lack of a better plan of attack,
I would double move so you can get right up in. The one that ran away from me is the face.
Okay. You do that. And it is now Carg's turn.
Well, that's also not a bad idea. He's holding himself. You just take disadvantage from using ranged weapons.
I would shoot the one that had a longbow, but we're not here. So I will attack the.
You still can, it doesn't have power, if that's what you're concerned about.
Yeah, but if I kill it, then. And Emerald's being attacked.
Shoot it.
So I'm gonna attack the big jaguar.
Shoot him in the neck. Shoot him in the neck.
No, I don't.
Oh, well then I'll attack the one with the longbow. too.
It's up to you. Do whatever.
I'll attack the longbow. 23 to hit.
It's
8 damage.
I hope you do kill it. Suspecting on its terms, just get it disengaged and move 40 feet away from
Oh yeah, that would be a thing.
Or shift it to like some other.
Just like that one. Just like the first dungeon. I mean, you caught up
Oh,
to him every
God.
time, but you had to use your W, right?
okay. Yeah, make your next attack.
No, I also had to.
It was
buff
it was,
grabs.
13 to hit.
I don't have that.
it was just the
That hits.
Okay.
the range, the
Not
R,
well.
the RNG was shit.
9. Wait. 10 damage.
Alright, your other arrow strikes it as well. And this arrow hits and it kind of like hunches forward.
But he's not dead.
No.
That is a good sign.
It is now his turn. Since Greta got up in his face, what he does is he drops the bow and gets big, as in he turns into a large jaguar man, kind of like the other one, but bigger, a little bit by like 4 or 5 inches. And it takes its claws and it takes the first one and tries to get you in the stomach, and the other one it tries to rake you across the neck.
Alright.
However, the first one is blocked by the haft of your axe, and the second one hits the top of the neck plate that connects to the pauldron. I don't know the technical term for that, but on plate armor,
Cool.
there's that plate. And it might be a gorget. I think you're right. It connects and breaks across the gorget and doesn't find and purges. It then hisses and spits right in your face. And it is now.
Yeah, I guess that's a free action.
It's talking, like giant Catman talking.
The one that is surrounded by Emeron and Asura first attempts to, it like goes down on one knee and it attempts to grab Asura by the leg and sweep him off his feet. I need you to roll me an opposed athletics check.
Flip and dip all around.
12.
Unfortunately,
My
it
best
manages
roll,
to knock you
and I've seen
on
them
your
always
feet.
fucking fail.
I know, right? It manages to knock you on your back, and then it takes its claw and attempts to get you in the neck, and then bite you in the neck as well. Now that it has you prone.
Mainly I'm prone. Advantage.
Your armor class is 22. Okay. The claw hits, but the bite does not. Its teeth, you feel its breath on your face as it's like clawing at your helmet, but it can't get in there. But its claw does manage. It gets its right ring finger in past the gorget and pulls blood. Makes a really like awful chalkboard scraping sound too. It's really unpleasant to the ears.
Also, your scale.
And with the scales, it's not a good sound.
Fuck you.
David, it's right by your chair. You can grab it for me.
It sounded like you went like behind me, so it's
Dealing 6 damage. And it is now Squig's turn. Okay.
Would I be able to move into a position where the newest one would not have cover from like people being in the way?
Yeah.
Then I will do so. Actually, trying to take cover behind one of the other like stones. So this room's full of like cat statues and like stuffed cats. That's what it looks like.
Part of it is stuffed cats. Part of it are stucco statues.
And it was a stucco statue that I brought to life.
Yes.
Okay, I'm probably not gonna go near
Maybe.
one of those.
Or that one might be stone. You don't know. You can touch it.
Fair. Yeah, but I'm just gonna take cover behind something big and take
Take cover behind the cat.
two shots at the one that's by Emerald.
Okay. Roll me to attack rolls.
Yes. But I'm shoot first, and then move. No. 19.
19. That hits.
Okay. For 11 damage, and this is the magical crossbow.
Right.
And for the second attack, there's a feature. 13.
13.
Yeah.
Okay. Both of your bolts strike into it. It howls in pain. And it goes back around to Emeron's turn. Oh. Sorry, I thought 13 was the damage you rolled.
No, so it was 13 to hit.
Okay, what was the damage on the second one?
10.
Okay. It howls in slightly less pain. It's like, oh, I forgot, that didn't hit as hard.
And you only see.
Bonus action.
Well, I mean, that's the argument for Mortal Kombat, right? Didn't Sonya just get her leg broken? She's fine.
Didn't that person literally get a blade stuck underneath their jaw?
They're fine. It looked worse than it was. It will be fine.
Did they just take a jackhammer through the forehead?
It's fine. That was realistic every time fucking Darius got his sand trap crushing blow, you just die because it breaks all the bones in your neck. Yeah, I believe it's Emerald's turn now. After your 10 damage. And I assume you're hiding after. Okay.
Let's sound off on both totals there, David.
33.
Sid.
29.
43. 45.
You too are Jack.
You're also pretty jacked up, aren't you?
Oh. I've got half my health.
23 on stealth, by the way.
Okay. And wouldn't that be crazy if their passive percentage was higher than 23? They're just like, let me see.
Or they're just one of those things that they can just smell you.
Well, that would be blind sense, which is a big one for me.
Assure's closer though, right?
Yes, Asura is close to you. You could get to Asura without provoking an attack of
Yes.
opportunity, if that's what you're curious about.
I'll move over to him and use Cure Wounds, and then use the Bones Reward on. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Get 7.
Yes.
Oh, and 5. You get 2 on temporary.
Was half of the healing run? Half of the healing run now.
The number of dice I rolled.
Oh.
I think you could get lucky
I
dice.
can only roll half my level worth of dice now.
Right.
And I have my level's worth of dice.
Alright, that is your turn. It is now Asura's turn.
Alright.
Probably want to move back around to get advantage again.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to reposition
So
myself.
just play and ring around the rosy.
To gain advantage.
Oh wait, no, you have to pick yourself off the floor.
Yeah, but so that gives me 3 squares of movement. Can I still make it?
Yeah, you can still make it.
Okay. Then I attack again because there's not much else I can do. I have spell slots.
I'm talking to it.
I have no spell slots. What did I? 21 on the first one. 26 on the second one.
Those both hit?
2 and 10 each time again. Same as last time.
Hey man, consistency is key.
You swing down twice, slashing into the thing's chest. Is that your turn?
Is it not then I'll second do installments.
It's Greta's turn. Cool. The beast stands in front of you, panting, hissing, and spitting.
I will confidently wipe away the spit and nod and chuckle slightly. Because that's what people do when they're out of options. Play tough. Then I'm going to attack him.
Okay.
that one was a 10 to hit.
That first one misses.
And the second one is a 14 to hit.
That hits.
For 12 damage. But I would also like to action surge.
Okay.
And that one is 17 to hit.
That hits. Alright. How do you want to do it?
I would like to lop this thing's head off.
Alright. So, you wipe the spit from your face. You swing once at its head, but it ducks. You swing down into its shoulder and pull it up with the force, and then you action surge. Wheeling it around again, you swing, removing its head from its shoulders as it just falls off in a heap, and the front part of it falls to its knees and then to the ground in front of you, slowly oozing molasses-like blood. Still have one other attack, although you're not within range of the other one. But if you'd like to pull a hand axe and throw, you can do that.
Can he not?
Kind of forgot.
You won't be able to. If she moves, she still won't be able to reach you because they will 40 feet apart.
Why not? I'll give a hand axe.
Okay. You can also still move 30 feet towards it so that you're range of next turn. You can do both. You can advance while throwing a hand axe.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
25 to hit.
25 hits.
None shall stop the granite train.
And 11 damage.
Okay. Now, when it does hit into its arm, but as it does, it seems to have difficulty getting in. You think these things are resistant to non-magical weapons, which isn't really affecting any of you guys anymore. Although, if I wanted to be a dick, I should say that your weapon isn't +1 because Jeff isn't here. But I'm not a dick, so.
Since how you long rest.
Huh?
Since how you long rest, so. Since how the next long rest. Which we're not getting.
Yeah, and that is Greta's turn. So it's now Carg's turn.
Would it be different if they were immune to anything that is magical? Or resistant?
I will.
Yeah, nothing worse like that. That'd be dope, though. Well, there is something kind of like that, but it doesn't affect weapons. Rakshasas are immune to spells level 6 or lower.
It would be cool to fight an enemy that has the reverse thing of what you would expect. You have to use non-enchanted things.
But
Shit.
I think there'd be a really cool fate that works like that, like a dark elf, like the dark elf stories where only a weapon of like wood could affect it.
Ooh.
A weapon of the earth.
Ooh.
Very cool.
That means you'd also probably need to make special arrows.
Yeah, wooden arrows. Or rock
it
arrows.
wouldn't be that hard.
But like if we come across it out of nowhere.
Old D&D rules did have rules for ammunition made of non-standard materials, and wooden arrows did have a penalty to hit damage. Bronze weapons had a penalty to hit damage. 5th edition covered all that though. So I'm sorry, what'd you get on the first attack?
15 to hit. And 10 for damage.
Okay.
And 22 to hit. And 14 damage. I assume these aren't human,
No bone.
right?
And what'd you do on this last one?
22 to hit and 14 damage.
They were humanoid, a bit lonely.
Yeah,
They actually were.
Oh, then all the damage I've done is increased by 2. So,
And how much damage did you do on this last hit?
16 then, and first attack goes 2 more.
How do you want to do this?
In
That plus 2 damage, all your attacks literally got it just enough.
in the face. Wait, yeah, is this one with the chest guard? Or
They
no?
they actually both have chest scars.
Oh.
Oh. Do they look the same? The other one's the main one's just bigger?
I want to get where their heart should have been.
You fire into where this thing's heart should be, blowing out a black hole, kind of giving like a bleach vibe for a second, throughout the other side as it falls clutching and hits the ground.
Now let's chop his head off.
Sorry, I thought you were ready.
No, I was completely not paying attention.
That's fine.
Get fast.
That's how you get wrapped candy.
I want to take a book. I want to take a note from Grant's book and decapitate it.
You know, okay, you walk up, you grab your long sword, I'm assuming. Or you have a long sword.
Well,
Rapier's not a cutting weapon.
we'll use
Yeah,
we'll use
that's
the
right.
magic dagger we found.
Alright, you take the +1 dagger and chop its head off.
Or it's just a +1 dagger?
You guys find a +1 dagger that has the handle that'll break if you roll a crit fail, but
Right.
next time you next time you long rest, he'll be able to fix it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I
By
thought we were
he,
going
I
off
mean,
on... Right, I forgot about that.
Yeah, but you're not making an attack roll, you're just cutting its head off.
The head of the enemy that I killed, is it still like fleshy or is it stone?
It is fleshy, and I should note, sorry, I forgot to note a second ago, both of them, upon being killed, transform back to human forms. Specifically, earlier, he's not wearing his mask anymore because his head is cut off, but he has his 6 nipples and his loincloth. The other one is a woman, and if you're wondering if she has 6 breasts, yes, she does.
I was not wondering.
There's a cat.
Well, I know someone out there is wondering. In fact, I'm pretty sure if I didn't say anything, the first thing I would hear from Alex upon this episode dropping is, Mario, does she have 6 breasts?
Really? You think you'd be more interested in the guy?
I will frown.
That's still an interest. Just because he's gay doesn't mean he doesn't want to know.
Also, we knew that he had 6.
Yeah.
Does that mean that they can have 6 pecs?
I will frown at the head,
Or would they just
remarking
be abs?
about how human heads
He's got
don't.
a 16 pack.
Human heads don't play very well. So
Yeah,
never mind.
that's true.
Because I'm gonna take that head. If it was a beast head, if it's a human head, it sends the wrong message.
It also does kind of seem like a downgrade from a dragon.
Yeah. A lot of things are going to be
The
down.
hell?
Do you want to roll nature?
Yeah.
Take their nipples.
You can too.
It's a little gross.
10.
A little better with 13.
13?
Though we apparently have the same thing.
Yeah.
So when you think about it, Carac, you're less sure, but Emerald, you're a little more sure. Considering its ability to change its form, you're pretty sure that this is some sort of were-jaguar, and that's why it turned back into a human upon being killed.
Yeah.
You also know that the bite of a were-creature can turn you into one.
Who
That
got
being
bit?
said, I'd like you to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
God damn it!
I thought you would like to be a were
Were
creature.
you also bit?
But they're
No,
evil.
He was fine.
Is it a disease?
10.
You actually would be immune to it regardless.
Oh yeah. Fuck.
It's because I'm a different race.
Paladin.
No, Paladin. Paladin
Oh,
are immune
yeah.
to diseases.
Yeah,
They can't
okay.
be turned
That's
into
what I
werewolves.
was asking. Is it a disease?
Your Holiness, put yourself above disease and pestilence.
And age?
Or something cool and not sarcastic sounding. You jerk. It's not
No.
for snobs.
Yeah. I don't know.
Everyone's fine?
You don't know. There's no. It's not like other diseases where you feel something. You might be able to test for it, and if the next time the moon's out, you turn into a monster and try to kill people. That's definitely a pretty cool story.
Well,
That would be hilarious if that happened. If we managed to finish this dungeon and it happens next to it.
Yeah! And then as soon as we step out, it's a full moon. Yeah!
that would be bad.
Roll for initiative.
Yeah, no thank you.
Unfortunately, there's no picture of it as a were-jaguar. Only it uses the statistics of a were-tiger, but if you want to see the art for it.
So imagine it as a jaguar.
Yeah.
That's kind of neat.
Let's go in.
Yeah.
No, clearly, Ed was right. It was a were-tiger the entire time.
No, he was wrong. It was a were-jaguar. I said jaguar. I described the whole room as having jaguar.
Book says tiger.
Because there's no were-jaguar spirits.
I'm looking for loot, pelts around the room, the gold that we got earlier.
Once
yeah.
you
How much
count
here?
up the gold, there are 500 gold pieces in the belly of that jaguar. Pretty good.
What about the spear, the shiny spear head on the stone spear?
You're gonna check it out?
Yeah.
You die.
Do you tell
You must die. I alone.
about what it is and what it can
You
do?
looked up the book. book to reveal that
I'm
you
gonna
swapped it out
save
with
that
the
for
fucking
later.
I'm just saying, just because
one.
Tomb of Horrors.
Tomb of Horrors.
It's in this book. It's at the end.
Oh,
Yeah. Where? It's somewhere.
it's supposed to be the
No,
last
I'm not gonna
adventure.
bring that
So,
up now.
Yeah.
Do you tell us what
Yeah,
they
it's this
are?
God.
Well, Carac might.
So I'm guessing
What?
liches and
Because he
undead.
kind of thinks he
Knows.
knows.
Possibly.
Do I kind of know that people who get bit might turn into one?
Or is it
You
just
don't
know
know
they're
that.
wearing them?
This is
so
over
it-
10.
Okay.
So only Emerald knows that
Okay.
he may carry the mark of the beast.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything just now.
Were jaguars are evil creatures?
You know, that's how every were movie happens. They don't tell anyone.
And then end up
That's
killing
what
everybody
happened in
else.
zombie movies.
It
too.
really has more to do with the fact that you guys are a little preoccupied looting.
Fair enough.
I'm not gonna lie, zombie movies would be much less of a problem if they were all adventurers. Like, oh no, a zombie!
Well, they were all adventurers in the Mummy, and they got killed.
Not really.
No,
No, the guys who found
Everyone
the,
but
the
Brandon
other party.
Fraser
Yeah.
died.
They're too normal.
Brandon Fraser wasn't there when they
Oh, you mean magic adventures? Okay, well that's
Yeah, I mean D&D adventurers.
Or are you talking about specifically the curse?
of most horror movies would end pretty fast if a paladin rolled into town and was like, "Hey, evil tree, no, you guys were looking around the room."
For
My perception.
I
I
mean,
mean, might as
Yeah.
well.
for
haven't come
perception.
across the fucking.
So in the wall carving, Emerald, you notice that there is a secret door.
Huh.
The hollow of the right eye of the wall carving, you are also able to find and pull, and the door opens. Leads down a hallway.
But what about the loot?
Hold your tits.
You don't fucking care.
So
Sitting over
from
here,
this room, and you're looking around the room too.
Yeah, do you want me to roll?
Yes, roll, but also I have something to describe because as you look around the room, you come across the calendar stone. The calendar, a great wheel of stone, is carved from limestone. In the center of the calendar is a symbol of the sun surrounded with various sigils depicting seasons of the year. The stone is 10 feet across and is mounted 5 feet above the floor on a stone altar. On the altar rests a ceremonial dagger of flint and the jade statue of a cat. At the foot of the altar is a stuffed cat, posed as if begging or attempting to catch something in the air. And would you roll on perception?
16.
Okay. When you examine the calendar, you find that it is actually held onto the wall by a smaller rod of stone behind it. The gap between the calendar and the wall is a couple inches wide. So you think there's something back there. Additionally, the knife does look special. It glows with a slight aura, like other magic weapons do. The jade statue upon it is worth 200 gold. And when you're looking over the cat, you feel like when you touch its tail, there's like a weird papery sound in it that is kind of abnormal. And when you open it up, there's a rolled up scroll in its tail. It is a scroll of protection against feline beasts and feline lycanthropes.
Well, that would have been great. Like,
Oh boy!
Hey, if we encounter more. Alternatively, selling them.
Yeah.
That's
That is
probably.
a very specific scroll.
That's probably really.
Do you
rare.
move the calendar stone?
Wait, what season is it set on right now?
You don't know.
Oh.
I guess you can't really read
Yeah, you can.
hieroglyphs.
So, I take a history check, but the guy who has history is gone. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I'll
I got investigation.
move it, I guess.
Okay. There is another smooth grooved door that opens, revealing another secret door. That leads the total exits to this room, not counting the one you came in,
To 2?
5.
Really?
What
So
the
there are
fuck?
3 doors that were visible upon you entering, one to your left. Well, sorry, 2 to your left. One immediately to the left, one to the like northwest. I guess if you're assuming the front of the room is north from where you enter, one's to the northwest, and then there's a room to your left.
Right.
Sorry, your right. That was a door too. Additionally, the 2 secret doors you found are actually across the room from each other, and they are to the southeast and to the the southeast. The southeast is where the normal doors was. To the southwest and to the northeast. So basically,
That's super weird. Alright.
I vote for.
Feline lycanthrope makes no sense.
Because lichen refers to wolves, I think.
Yeah, lichen is wolf.
Well, I don't think feline thrope is a thing.
Maybe.
Well,
So if the room is like
Technically,
this.
therianthrope would be the correct term.
Okay, well, D&D calls it a feline lycanthrope, so I don't know what to tell you. There is a door here, here, and here that were normal doors, and then there was the door you came in through, which was here, and then there was a secret door here that Emron found, and the secret door behind the calendar wheel, which Carac found. Just to give you a rough idea of the room.
I vote for the one Emerald found.
Yeah.
You vote for the one Emron found?
Definitely gotta go for the secret doors.
Sure.
Okay, before we leave the room though, now that we're done looting, so there's a small chance I might turn into one of those.
How small?
I have no idea.
Why?
Because it's a were-jaguar,
Oh.
It is a weird jaguar.
and their bites can turn the victim.
Would I be able to like make a roll or anything to see if I know that there's like a test that can be made using like my alchemist tools? Like using the corpses of the wares that are
A
currently
medicine
in the
check can be used to determine if someone has a disease, but you're going to need some time to do it. So you're going to have to take a rest to do so.
Do not want to do that.
room?
It'd be pointless.
I don't
So-
I
believe it will
think I would
come up.
know what to look for, but it would take time.
It shouldn't be a problem until the next full moon, whenever that is.
You lose control of yourself. When
Yes,
such a thing happens. Oh.
like you would have to kill me.
So do you?
Yeah.
Or that. There's a chance
Wouldn't you turn
Leslie
back?
could cure
Is it permanent?
Can I roll
Once you turn?
intelligence or nature to recall what phase the moon was in before I came in here?
Give me survival or nature, your choice.
Okay. Shit.
I can also roll survival.
12, I believe. 12.
If you're right, it's like a week away.
We should be out before a week. So hopefully we can find some.
I won't even be here for a day.
Hopefully.
So
So I saw 2 votes to go down the door that Emerald found.
And I'm fine with that.
Okay, 3, 2, alright. So,
I don't have a way of hearing you.
as you head into this passage, the walls of it glow magenta, bathing the corridor in a ghastly hue. After 15 feet, the floor drops away to a pit that fills the hallway ahead. The pit is 25 feet deep. 8 large, spidery bushes with thorny stems, white leaves, and enormous yellow blossoms grow across its bottom. 5 feet beyond the nearest edge of the pit is a bronze bar, set level with the floor and embedded in the pit walls on either side. Farther out over the pit can be seen other similar bronze rugs set at 5-foot intervals. On the floor by the edge of the pit is a scattering of bones. A scattering of broken, rotting wooden planks.
planks, not bones. No bones.
Yeah, I
Okay.
misspoke.
Okay.
Now, the bars are close enough that you could try to leap from bar to bar to make your way across.
Oh, they're monkey bars.
No, you jump to them. They're not. You don't hang on them. They're where your feet are.
Oh.
I said they were level with the floor.
Oh, sorry, I
Do you want
misunderstood.
acrobatics or athletics for that? Also, how stable do these things look?
Well, the wood looks rotted, but the bars, you don't know.
Are the bars inserted into the wood?
Send the
They're
lights.
inserted into the walls,
How?
but the wood is connected to the part of it is wood in places.
How far is one end of the pit to the other? The radius of the pit. I
If
guess.
I
The
had
diameter.
wood carvers,
There are a total of 8 bars around the 45-foot pit, so you'll be able to go bar to bar, but you know,
Okay, so I can't use the ladder.
no.
I'm lighter. I could try hopping across. I also have wood carver's tools, so I can check them out while I'm hopping.
go ahead then.
Squig wants to go first.
Maybe we should tie a rope around you, actually, just in case.
Yeah. Here. A 50-foot end rope.
Yeah.
Pull that
Here's
in the
a-
bag.
So we'll tie a loop around your waist.
Okay. So, there's a rope tied around your waist that I assume someone holds on to.
Yes. I assume one of the strong people,
I'll go.
and not the exhausted person.
Okay. Grenna grabs onto the rope. Squig, you attempt to move onto the bar. Moving across the bars will count as difficult terrain.
Okay.
Additionally, you'll have to move at half speed to avoid making acrobatics checks.
So half speed through difficult terrain.
Yeah, so you'll basically be able to move
One square.
2 squares.
2 squares. Okay.
2
You only
squares.
can use 6, and if you use
If I double move.
If you make acrobatics checks.
But if you make acrobatics check, you can move at normal half speed for. Or if you want Carac to do it, he can move at normal speed. Because he ignores difficult terrain in the range.
Yeah, that's true.
I could try making that.
Probably not that light, not that heavy for
You want to try making the acrobatics check?
I could try.
Alright, roll the acrobatics check.
You're plus 3, so 14.
Okay. You step across. As soon as you jump onto the first bar,
I was fast.
Oh boy.
Remember how Jeff used grease on the side again? The bars have grease.
He thought it'd be funny. You know. He greased the bars before we jumped. As a joke.
okay. So, as you step onto the first one, the spidery-like plant underneath the thing immediately fires up a thorn directly into you. Now, because you are surprised, you are not able to use your shield to this, which means it hits.
Yeah, 16 AC.
You are struck for...
You should just sit on your shield and we'll tie rope around the loop where you're normally.
I try to fucking
You are struck
And-
for 7 damage, and in addition,
No.
when you are struck for 7 damage,
Check this out.
I need you to roll me a dexterity saving throw.
That's what I thought. Okay.
What'd you get?
11.
Okay. So, you took 7 damage, right?
Yeah.
So, the thing hits you, knocks you off balance. You fall prone, but catch yourself on the bar so you don't fall off the other side. And it is now initiative.
Ah, the sword. That does extra damage to the fucking plant.
Is it a long sword?
It is a long sword.
Damn it.
Yeah, but he could use it.
Yeah.
I mean, anyone with proficiency could use it. but-
So,
I could use it.
Asura, initiative.
17.
Carac.
Oh, 9.
Emma.
Yeah.
20.
Squig.
20.
Grenna.
19.
This time everyone did go.
Maybe. Oh. Yeah, 4.
What were the stats of that plant killing?
It does an extra 2d6 or 2d8 of damage to.
Because a
plants.
longsword, longswords are a D8 or a D10 if you're holding it with 2
Hold
hands.
on. Winter Rose plus 1 longsword plus 2d6 to plants. So 1d8 plus 1 plus whatever your strength modifier is plus 2d6.
Okay.
So I'd add an 8 on its attack bonus.
It'd be the same as Shower Spike, except you direct advantage.
Yeah. 2 extra d6.
And it's a rad-looking sword with like.
Does it get the basic plus attack damage too? That I add?
The +1.
Yeah,
No, I got a
Oh,
plus
okay.
8
Whatever.
damage.
So,
Yeah.
the rest of the plants fire thorns as well. Specifically 2 of them that go first.
You'd have to go down.
Now, Squig, you're on class of 16, you said?
Yeah, without the shield. I'm not letting go to pull the shield in way.
The first one misses, but the second one is going to hit you.
I'm out of spell slots.
Okay, then you take. Sorry. Another 8 damage, and I need you to roll me a dexterity saving throw again.
Well, this is not good.
13?
13?
13.
Well, you can't become more prone, so.
Let go of the bar? Because I'm hanging?
You're already prone, so I'm gonna say yes. Unfortunately, you were knocked off further, and you fall into the pit, taking 2 damage from the fall. In fact, you actually landed on one of the bushes, cushioning your impact. But you instinctively shirk away from the bush, and you find that you can't. The bush is sticky.
Boy, it'd be really useful if I could thunderwave right now.
You are grappled.
Wait, what?
Additionally, escape checks that you make will have disadvantage because the bushes are sticky. They appear to have some sort of glue-like adhesive stuck to their blossoms. Yeah, and it is now Emerald and Squig's turn.
I'm stuck!
Once you're down in the pit, you see 2 skeletons in like a bush, in some of the bushes, so you know this is, you're not the first person this has happened to. Second off, you tell that there are 8 like bushes down here, one under each of the pipes.
No.
There's more! And I'm stuck!
Yes, but roll it with disadvantage. And it's specifically nature, not survival.
Can I do it as well? But also with disadvantage.
Okay. I got 20.
With disadvantage?
I rolled an 18 and a 17.
God damn.
Yeah,
You remember reading this in a book a really long time ago that they are mostly died out by now, but there used to be these things called thorn slingers. They shoot thorns at people who like come upon their nests, and they are sticky, so if you fall into them, you tend to get stuck there and they'll just sting you until you're dead. It seems to absorb some sort of nutrients from blood, and you know that baboons like to rip out their stems.
Oh, sorry, the last one that hit me said it's 6.
8.
No, it did 8, and then you took an extra, what did I say from the fall? 2. Yeah, so you take your 10 damage. And yeah, it is Emerald or Squig's turn, whoever wants more. Whoever's willing to knife fight for it.
I mean, I can't do anything. Just
Oh.
make a check, right?
Sorry, actually, I forgot. My bad. One of the thorns that was out of range of hitting you before, now that you've fallen into it, does fire at you.
Well, I'm grappled, so I assume I don't get my shield.
No, I don't think so. I don't know. I think you could equip your shield on your turn, actually. But this technically fired before you.
Well, I mean, I
I
would
got
always
initiative
have
of
my shield.
21 and prepared an action to fire at the first one of you who fell down. Unfortunately, this one hits as well, dealing 5 damage. And yeah,
Wait a
sorry,
minute.
now it is Squig or Emerald's turn.
Was the lycanthropy saving throw Constitution?
Constitution saving throw.
I got 14. I thought
You
it was
still don't.
Strength again. I still don't know, but like
Yeah.
it
Okay.
was higher.
I'll keep that in mind.
I took a -2 strength. I thought it was like
They're on cactus!
no
But
plus.
worse!
I like cactus, but worse.
I don't know how else to fucking
It's accurate.
Can I see him?
Yeah, you can see him. You have dark vision, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see.
Oh god, how far down is he?
How far is the drop?
$25. The pit is 25 feet deep, 45 feet across. I'm not a squeak.
Gloves and missiles there, you know, if you couldn't just smash.
Well,
If they target grounded, you can go up.
do I need anything to use charge from the Ring of Rock Magic?
No, but it does flesh to stone, so it won't affect them. They don't have flesh.
I thought it was any living creature.
No,
Damn.
you can't flesh to stone plant.
Okay.
I think it has another effect though. It has stone shape.
If
doesn't
it's
it?
out of flesh, when it runs out of flesh to stone charges, it changes to 12 charges of stone shape, and then becomes garbage metal.
So yeah, what's your action?
It's a bracelet.
I can't do anything with grapple except
You
make
can
checks,
still
right?
make an escape check, but you'll make it with disadvantage. So roll either acrobatics for an escape artist check, or athletics for just a raw strength check.
No. What was the first one?
Acrobatics for an escape artist check. That's not a skill anymore, but that's how I know it. As escape
Technically,
artist.
acrobatics. But I don't have acrobatics. So.
You can roll it.
1 disadvantage.
What'd you get?
9.
You almost get away, but not quite. And is that your turn?
I got it. I mean, unless I could do something like bonus action.
Come on.
Molotov.
So if I try to get this thing with Thorn Whip, is it gonna take Squig up with it?
Yeah, because it's grappled.
Isn't that good?
Oh,
no.
Bring it close.
Wait, no, it actually won't. It'll rip it out of the wall, and if you are forced to move while you're grappled with someone, it breaks the grapple.
Ah!
Okay, then I am going
it
to.
takes force.
Thorn
Yeah,
Whip. It would be
it's-
very bad because it's 25 feet, which means I wouldn't be able to pull it all the
Oh,
way.
so you.
I drop you.
It's the ground.
You'd take fall damage if
Yeah,
I
it
pulled
counts
you
as
up
a
with
grapple.
it.
Yeah, because.
Alright, so you're rolling, roll Thorn Whip.
21.
That hits.
9 damage.
Okay, you rip at the thing.
Could have held action.
Ripping it from the wall, causing it to kind of tumble in a heap with the other plants and freeing Squig. You are at least you're surrounded by the plants, but technically you're on like dirt right now, dirt and bone. And it is now Gwenna's turn.
Cool. I will start pulling Squig back up.
All right, roll me a.
Just the roll.
Sorry, roll me a athletics check, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah, he's pulling somebody to the rope.
19.
19.
Yeah.
Squig gets pulled 15 feet up. He's currently dangling. You don't get him all the way up, but you are pulling him up. And is that your turn? Okay. Sure, it's your turn.
Alright, so I want to jump down on them, but that would get me grappled.
Yes, it would.
So
That being said, if you don't care about being grappled,
gotta take disadvantage
no.
though.
No, only thing grapple does is prevent you from moving.
No,
Now, if
you
you're
just break it.
prone, no, you don't. Grapple doesn't prevent you from doing anything.
Yeah. Okay.
It just prevents you from moving.
Okay.
Now, if you're held
That is-
prone and then grappled, you can't do anything because you have to get up first. And since you have 0 movement while being grappled, but grappled in itself doesn't actually really restrict you. That much.
Yeah, still
fell.
attacked and
What I
wanted
was
to
fell,
do-
so I was prone right away.
No, you
No,
could. No,
you
you
could
could.
still have-
No, he's right. He fell 10 feet, so he fell prone.
And I took fall damage.
Now, you
which is
could have
automatic.
attacked, you just would have attacked with advantage because with disadvantage because you were
Wait,
prone.
so will I prone if I jump down?
No, because you're. Oh, yes. Unless you have a way to jump down without taking fall damage.
Well, it's for because I think we come across this before that there was like an actual thing for jumping down.
Yeah, it's 25 feet. It wouldn't happen. You take less fall damage, you still take fall damage.
And once you take fall damage, you automatically fall prone.
What check would I make?
It's not a check. Jumping. The only thing jumping down does is it eliminates the first 10 feet of fall distance.
Oh, I thought it was your jump height.
No.
What if you use the rope that Ren's pulling? I mean, it'll make it more difficult on Ren.
Jump down using the rope and me as like a weight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And Ren as like a.
You would have to make a dexterity check, and you would have to make a strength check.
I would have to make it this.
Yeah. To make sure you don't fall, because you're swinging down by a rope violently into a bush. You'd have to roll dex to make sure you land on your feet correctly.
It's kind of swashbuckling.
Because otherwise you'd end up falling prone anyway. The whole point is to not fall prone.
Yeah. Either way, I have to get down there and kill these things.
You can climb down the wall, can't you?
You can make an athletics check to climb down the wall.
I'd
The
rather
thing
do
is,
that.
you only get 15 feet down, so you'd have to wait till your next turn to get all the way down. And they'd be able to start shooting.
Can I get 15 feet down and then drop? Because that would leave 10
Yeah, I guess.
feet, and then I wouldn't be prone.
But your climbing would have been your action, so you wouldn't have any attacks that turn. But you would get down without falling. If that's what you want to do. You can climb 10 feet down
and then drop
and then drop the rest of the way onto a bush.
There are 8 down there that will
Right.
be able to
He
target
has
you.
22 AC, so.
And I want to equip the Winter Rose.
Okay. So roll me an athletics check for climbing down, as you still need to make that.
27.
You climb down and then drop down onto a bush. And that is your turn. A bush fires at Squig. However, it misses. And it's now this person's card. Unfortunately, one hits Squig for
Ow.
It's not out yet.
It rolled a 20.
19.
Now it's out.
As
I was
one
gonna say,
hits you
that's-
in the face.
That's pretty out.
Thankfully, you don't have to roll a dex check because Greta's holding on to you. Unfortunately, you took 19 damage. And it is now Carrick's turn.
Worse than you planting.
I will-
fast.
Next time, maybe you should let Carrick go.
I will.
Oh yeah, no.
I will try to
Carp could have
shoot.
flown out.
That's true. I will shoot at the nearest bush.
Fire at the nearest bush. Sounds like it would be bad. We are fire at the nearest bush. We're from Liverpool, of course.
13 to hit.
13 to hit. That hits.
11 damage.
And which one are you targeting? Sorry.
Whichever one is closest. So the one under the first one.
You strike an arrow into it. It kind of like around.
I will shoot my second. 29 to hit.
That hits. Sorry. I'm trying to get
8 damage.
8 damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Both your arrows strike into it. It seems hurt. It's hard to say.
It's like
It rustles.
it rustles its leaves menacingly.
The kids' jimmies are thoroughly rustled. Sorry.
Angry bush noises.
It kind of sways back and forth like a Dragon Quest enemy taking damage, but only like the first 3 games where animation is needed. When they go like a slime.
Dragon Warriors were the first ones that we
Because
Let's say before I sneeze.
Yeah, don't preempt it. That's weird.
no, because I saw the face.
Don't preempt it. It's weird.
Why?
What if I stopped?
What if she stops? Then you're being weird.
You said gesundheit and I'm not sneezed.
I still don't see how to.
Because then it seems like you're watching. You're starting to sneeze. Gesundheit. Just let it out. Just let it out. It's fine. So after Carac fires his 2 arrows into one of them, this one fires at Asura since it's right next to Asura. Super misses. I mean, it has to roll pretty high to hit, but when it rolls a 1, it's like taunting me at that point. This one,
AC does not matter.
Hershey, fires at you. And hits
Okay.
I think we are gonna be.
for 8.
I'm down.
This last one hits you in the stomach
Are
and
we
you
gonna
fall
make it
unconscious.
up with the fucking...
Suddenly, it becomes kind of easier. Like, you're not sure why.
Does it become harder with deadly?
He's not flailing around and getting hit anymore. It's actually way easier.
Awfully quiet.
The blood has
Is it-
less than how much
How
you
would
weigh
you be
by
holding
foot.
onto the rope?
No,
The rope is tied around his waist.
me.
Okay.
No, that would be way worse if he just fell and.
Yay!
The rope.
Death save mid-air.
Uh,
Take fall damage.
So, yeah. And then this one in the very back.
Well, he's up the wall,
Well,
basically.
it fires at Asura.
Oh.
No, I'm trying to see if it can aim at Asura.
Oh.
And it hits, but you block it with your shield. Turn it, just be like, ting! It now goes back around to the top of initiative, which means this one fires at Asura.
You're lucky they're ignoring you. You'd be very dead.
Barely misses. You actually deflect it with like the wooden part of Winter Rose. You like basically a cricket paddle in a way. Have that shades of Casey Jones for a second because you're like, bam.
I don't think people saw Dragonborn play cricket before though. Quite interesting.
I mean, to be honest, you have to understand what a crumpet is before you can even understand cricket. Okay, anyway, that one fired, and now the 2 that originally fired on you fire on Asura, since he's the only one that they can easily hit. They both hit into your armor, not doing any damage, and now it is Squig's turn, so roll me a death saving throw.
It's nothing, right?
Yeah,
That's nothing.
It's just if you roll 11 or higher, it's a success. If you roll 10 or lower, it's a failure.
16.
Alright, you get a success on your death saving throw, so it is
Yay.
now Imran's turn.
Got a dead goblin up there.
Whoa,
Heal him, then
you
they'll
know?
shoot him again.
Honestly, yeah.
I'd say it'd be even funnier if they continue to fire it as like his corpse.
No,
No, because then I'd be constantly. I would actually take automatic failures on death saves.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I mean,
It'd suck, but it'd be
if,
funny.
hey,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say don't do it. I don't want to die.
Never
If
said
it fits,
I never said it was a good thing.
I was just saying it'd be funny. That'd be a funny way to die. Unconscious, dead. How did you die, plants? What?
No. See, somebody was like just talking about it, not looking at me, and then they turn to look at me. There's like 50 fucking thorns sticking at me.
Anyway,
Oh.
Still walking. Suck all of it.
Oh, first the rug.
where's the one?
Hey, that rug did very little damage.
Actually, you know what? First the pitfall,
That's true.
That's true.
Anyway,
That was my own fault.
then the rug.
That was my own fault.
what's
They
yours?
were all your own fault. It's literally you stepping on things you shouldn't.
Regardless, what is everyone's action?
Yeah, wait a minute.
I guess I will. So far away.
He's within 60 feet if you have somebody that
That's just Grenna with pulling on the
Okay,
rope.
so I will. Healing word is 60 feet, so I will healing word
Oh.
Okay, we'll heal him.
6.
You heal for 6.
Enjoy
get
your
thorned
life, and I'm gonna thorn whip the.
Well, I'm hoping that since I'm closer to
Is
the
there one
targeting
within 30
me,
feet?
Yeah.
I'll thorn whip one within 30 feet.
Okay.
I got 20.
That hits.
7 damage.
7 damage. Alright. You tear at the one that Carac threw 2 arrows to, and it's starting to wilt, but it is not quite defeated.
Does it fall damage from the fall damage from the one with?
Yeah, pull it 10 closer.
That is a good point.
So you rip it up, and it falls to the ground, and somehow the impact just makes it...
It's weak and brittle. And magic. Ain't
Fantastic.
gotta explain shit. It's magic.
Alright. It is now, if that's your turn, it is now Grenna's turn.
Cool. We're gonna continue pulling up this way.
Roll me another athletics check.
Yeah, you can just pull me onto the bars and then wade in if you want.
Uh, 23.
Put Squig up onto the bars.
Thank you.
No problem.
That's your action, but if you like to make some movement, there's not really a space on. Now the thing is, you can walk on any of these bars because they're on the underside. So even though it looks like there's no space, you could walk on these.
The pit's only like 5 feet across.
The pit's 45 feet each bar.
Well, I meant like the other way.
Yeah. I thought it was a round bit too, but when I double checked it, I was like,
Huh.
Yep.
Getting down takes 25 feet and will knock you prone.
Will knock you prone.
Unless you
However,
get
there is a clear space you can land, so you'll be knocked prone, but you'll be able to get up and not be grappled because this one was right down.
Oh, they would take disadvantage on shooting you.
Firstly,
I can't climb down.
No, because the climbing action takes your action, and the action you already spent, unless you'd like to action surge.
Conversely,
I
push.
did last time, so that.
Okay.
Conversely, push Squig down over the other side of the rope and use his weight as ground.
I'm,
To swing down.
I think I'm hanging from the bar.
You're on the bar.
That's true. If you think Squig, you could try to. Yeah, you know what? If you want to make an athletics check, you could try to use Squig as a counterweight to swing down.
How great would that be? If we did it the other way around, Squig at the bottom tied up, so Granna leaps over the bar and down to pull him immediately up and get down in there.
And then clomp my head on the bar. And
That would have been really cool
unconscious.
too, but you didn't think about that.
Hindsight is 2020.
And it's not gonna look the nicest to put an ambush down.
That would have been sick.
Do you want to use it as a counterweight? Because you can't do that. And you won't take any damage.
No, I'm afraid of like getting off the bar or something.
You take 6 damage from the fall,
I-
conscious again.
I forgot he only weighs like 80 pounds.
Hey, I don't know how much mountains usually weigh, whether they're small creatures.
They're like twice as heavy.
So you jump down, taking 6 damage and falling prone. You then spend half of your movement getting up, and is that your turn? Unless you have a bonus action you'd like to activate.
You could stay prone and they'll take disadvantage from trying
No,
to
that's
attack.
fine.
You could also stay prone and they'll have disadvantage shooting at
Nah, no thanks.
you. So you get up, and it is now Ashura's turn.
Alright, Bushwhacker, Thorn Ripper,
Is this
Grass
TFT now?
Cutter.
You got a bushwhacker?
Alright, I move to attack the nearest one. Where's Granna? Down here. I can't move to the other side.
No, it's not really big enough. Technically, you're like right next to them. It's just
Oh,
I can't. I'd have to put them under the candy. That's just a pain in the ass.
Alright, which one was the damaged one?
Oh, that was dead.
No, there's another damage one.
Alright.
Attack it.
Just some days added the
I'm gonna roll
machete called
both
Brass
my
Iron.
attacks.
It's green. It's 300 block damage, but it has no attack.
14 and 20.
Both hit.
Okay. And if it dies, can I target a different one?
Sure.
modifier or d6? Seven. 22 damage.
Whew. You swing your blade. You're not doing shit. Alright, whoever wants that.
Chop.
Not getting closer to
And
me.
which one are you attacking?
No,
She or the-
it knows where
All
all
of
go.
the
I kept reaching for it, but every time I'm knocking it closer to you. Next.
18.
But I already got one.
18.
That was the only damaged one, right?
Yes, that was the only damaged one. So you carve one of them off the wall, and then you attack another one. As Winter Rose hits into them, it seems to rip at their very core as the area around the impact starts to like wilt and turn brown upon impact.
I wonder if this will work against nature type enemies.
Yeah.
There are plant type enemies,
Isn't
Shambling mounds.
yeah, shambling mouths.
but if you're thinking like elementals now,
Matter of fact, riot, right?
yeah, probably not giants.
Trees.
It might. It depends on if it counts as plant type.
Well, I'm just saying if it
Or
works.
fate memories. Regardless, it is now. The one that you just attacked attacks you back. This time, attempting to just sneak you with its stingers in melee. And while that was almost a crit, it was not. You catch it with your shield, push it back, leaving it now to Carg's turn.
I will shoot the next closest one, buddy.
Okay.
21 to hit.
Okay.
I keep rolling once for damage, so 8 damage. Okay. It immediately changed. It's mine. Yeah, it spited me because I said something about it. 29 to hit.
That is.
Fine, here you go.
15 damage.
All I need is a higher roll, really spike.
The two arrows strike into this one, wounding it but not defeating it.
It wanted to make me alive.
This one then fires back at you. What's your armor class?
Everyone has the importance of proving someone else.
Yeah.
Oh, 16.
However, you sidestep the needle. This one fires at, this one fires at Grenna, and this one fires at Asura. However, they're both blocked by your weapons. You catch it with the head of your axe, and it just tinks off. You catch yours with your shield again, and knock it away. And it is now back around to these two turns, both of which fire at Asura. He's dealing with damage. And one of them hits your shield, one of them misses you completely. And it is now Squig or Emerald's turn, whoever wants it.
I really enjoy it.
If you want to attack, go head on.
Makes me get I'm gonna miss it when I play a different character. That doesn't.
You can change to a badger.
We're having
Don't
a-
care about poisonous plants.
It is wrong.
You know, most
But I will
animals
trade
that I've
out.
looked at have absolutely no poison resistance.
You'll
I
have
thought badger did.
Damage.
I mean, paladins still hit really hard because of their smites, but you'll do more consistent things.
Batters
doesn't seem
eat
to be a
poisonous
thing.
snake, but they go unconscious for a while and they get back up and run.
Oh, I thought D&D badgers actually had
Hey,
poison.
so you guys,
Sorry. I'm gonna have to pull myself back up onto the bar.
You are.
Yeah.
no, you're already on the bar. Are you saying you're gonna have to stand up from prone?
Yeah, because I'm hanging.
No, you're not.
Oh.
You landed prone on the bar. Because he
You
pulled
can
you
just
up
stand
and you
up.
land prone on the bar.
Oh,
You
so
don't
I'm
have
like
to
laying on
use
my
it.
stomach.
No, the badger has no poison resistance. It only has a keen smell.
Stand up and whatever you'll use the rest of my movement to hop back on the solid ground. Because I don't want that to happen again.
Well, it depends. Are you moving full speed or half speed? Because if you move full speed, you're going to have to
Half my movement
roll
to get up.
acrobatics check. Well, no, I mean roll an acrobatics. Because moving off of it is still difficult terrain. So do you want to move at half speed?
Would
Because
I
that means
need
you'll
to?
only be able to get here.
That's all I want to get. I just want to
Nice.
get past the solid ground and pull out the crossbow. That fucking all I can see. To hit.
Unfortunately, you strike the bottom.
And second one.
It's a little high.
24 to hit.
That hits.
That is 9 for damage. Oh yeah, I'm using the crossbow, so no shield.
Hits it, rips it off, and David with the interception. No. Not in my house.
Right? The crossbow makes where I can't use the
Shield, yeah.
nature.
This one switch out for him. Crossbow.
Those do less damage. I
With
mean,
the repeating effect.
that would make more sense. Try swapping.
Because it'd get rid
Yeah,
of the
'cause-
repeating, so you'd be able to do in and shield.
Well, I mean, making it magic already takes away the repeating aspect of it. Because I enchanted it to make magic, it takes that aspect away.
Yeah, but you need to.
No,
move
but there's
fire
the
like
specific. Yes, because you specifically have something to take away the reloading engine. That's what I'm saying. If you put that on a hand crossbow, you can use that in shield. Well, you can't because the reloading property means that you have to have a hand free because it's a one-handed crossbow. I'm saying you
This is
can't.
a two-handed weapon anyway.
Yes, but I'm saying if you switch to a hand crossbow, it would be one hand. And while most characters still require two hands to use it because that's how the reloading property works, you specifically have an enchantment that removes that, meaning that an artificer, and only an artificer, can use a hand crossbow and a shield.
So it'd be more beneficial.
That is definitely something to consider.
Less damage, but
You have a shield while having range.
It's only two damage difference. If you roll max damage, roll the dice.
It's up to you. Anyway, that's your turn, so Emerald.
Decent.
I'm just gonna cast my
Just
beam
check.
over where it won't be sure. It's a 5-foot radius.
Okay, so you can hit these three.
Yeah.
Alright. Is that your turn?
Yep.
What do you say?
you're not using
Grab it,
spell
two.
slots, are you?
I am.
Hey boy.
Why not? Everybody else is out.
That's bad. We need those.
I'm already out of healing from trying to keep you all alive. I might as well. Well, I'm out of dice.
We move up. I'm just saying, like, we could save it for something else.
I still have spell slots left.
Okay.
That's
What's your
kind of
action?
all I can do.
Do you get
No.
Protect wizards.
right?
A specific subset of druid and warlocks. So we're gonna have to roll. Sorry.
We have 11 too.
That hits.
Well,
19 damage.
You hook in its roots and you rip it to the ground.
neat.
Greta, the deadly gardener.
Keep going.
I would like to move up and take an attack on this one.
Yeah.
That one was 29 to hit.
That hits.
And it was also a critical. For 18 damage.
Okay. Sure, it's your turn.
Alright.
Was that your second attack or your bonus action?
It was the second
Oh yeah,
attack.
you have a bonus action attack because of critical hits.
Don't.
That's critical hits.
Okay. Sure, it's your turn.
Can I move to flank? At all?
You could, but then you'd be in the moonbeam unless you moved all the way here. In order to not take damage, you have to move and attack this one in the back.
Can I move then?
Yeah.
Alright, Alright, I'll
Move there without moving through the moonbeam?
Don't you only take damage when
the
you
first time you move into it,
Yeah.
then yeah, you will take damage. You can also throw ranged weapons, or you can.
This is
it
why I
fire
was
damage?
thinking it was a bad idea. Like
It's-
there were two of us.
Radiant, which is why I said it.
And I can only attack two of them. Because it's here? No, it's here.
It's here, which means
I
you
can
have
only
to go
attack
here.
fucking
You can only attack one.
You have range.
It's,
Hot javelins.
Yeah, but it's not
it's not
fucking
gonna do
free
the extra.
damage and guaranteed kills.
Well, roll your damage on the first one.
Hit. 18.
You hit.
Twenty damage.
20 damage. That is. You stab into it and rip it off the wall.
And then I throw a javelin
Okay.
at the next one.
Alright. Roll that. I throw the sword at it. Ah!
I mean, I could go pick it up.
It's magic weapon. It's not like a break.
You'll roll with disadvantage because it's not going
17.
That hits.
But that's super rusty dagger we can throw.
9 damage.
Daggers are brutal.
Okay. It's not this. Roll damage. And what save do they make against it?
Constitution.
Okay.
They're plants. So
Right, so 7.
it'd be weird if they had
They make the save because their roots are
It fires at Grenna, but misses. Grenna blocking it with the shaft of the haft of her axe.
they shot and then they missed.
Roll damage for the snipers.
11.
Okay. It's damage from that, and it fires at Sharp, and actually hits.
Huh.
You need to roll a 19 or 20, and it rolled. Finally, after like 15 failed attacks, hitting for 12.
Ow.
And it is now. This one fires a grenade. And we'll roll damage for that one.
8.
This one does 6, so it's a little less damage. And then. Really would have liked that 20 on an attack roll.
I thought that was the attack roll.
No, that was the save. Granted, you block this one. The haft of your axe has like 7 needles in it, so it's starting to look kind of. You gotta move your hand carefully when you regrip it. And it is now Squig or Amaron's turn.
Twice. Unless you want to move, because then I can move back and swap pieces.
Yeah, you can swap places.
I was gonna say you can attack me.
Yeah. I'm gonna do that.
2 shots.
To hit.
That hits. Wait. Yes, that hits.
Oh, okay. Alright. 11 damage. $14 to hit.
Bolt fires into that one, destroying it.
14 to hit for the second one.
That hits.
For 9 damage.
Okay, a bolt fires into the Snickers, wounding it, but not bringing it all the way down. It's now Emeron's turn. So I think that red started using this one.
I take like all of them, like
If no one else is gonna take them.
Yeah, I'm also gonna. If I can, I'll behind Emeron. Be able to? Or not really?
It's not like you're gonna get fat anyway. I've seen you drink syrup.
you don't have to.
Hey, dude.
Yeah, but now it's out there. People are gonna know.
I've done that
They're gonna know
before,
that you had a
like-
big old plate of icon leftover syrup when you fucking annihilated your pancakes and syrup, and you picked it up and you went
See,
down the
a
hatch.
friend of mine when we were growing up did one worse
Of
because
every
we saw
syrup.
Super Troopers. So both of us had the bottles and we're trying.
Oh god, that's so gross.
Yeah, it's harder than it looks.
It's exactly as hard as it looks.
Neither of us have the little bird lips, so.
No, you kind of have skinny little bird lips. Not like these. These are powerful, commanding lips. So, actions. Emerald, it's your turn now.
I can't actually reach that far, which is why I cast Moonbeam.
Well, I was thinking if I could hop
So-
back behind Emerald might be able to take my place.
Even if
And
I
know
go
that-
up there, I can't reach them.
Nah.
No. Thornwood's range is 30 feet. The only thing I had that
They're
could reach
also
him
down.
was
The
Moonbeam.
Snickers is 35 feet.
Can't reach it.
30 feet.
I thought you just said it at 35 feet.
It's
Said
30
that.
Well, you can step out onto the beam, and then you'd be able to reach it.
To be fair, they seem to only be attached to the closest things.
Well, just saying, if you want an option, that's an option. If you don't, that's fine. Just say it. Sure. Okay. It is now Grenna's turn.
Cool. Is the moonbeam still going?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can just. No, I had concentration on it.
Okay.
Alright.
You want to move up? Sorry.
15 to hit on that.
Is it only the
That hits.
first time that you've been doing it, or?
It's the first time that we've been to it at the start of their turn.
Oh, okay. Because I was thinking, somebody casts Grease, you cast Moonbeam on top of it. One person uses Gust of Wind, blows them out. Another person uses Gust of Wind, blows them back in.
They only take the damage once, but that's also
13.
That takes 4 actions. You
Well-
just stab them 4 times.
You swing your axe around, chopping it off like an overgrown hedge. Which it kind of is. If you have another attack,
I do.
okay.
When I played a bar one time, they cast Grease, and someone slipped in it and rolled into the fireplace.
That's 15.
15? That hits.
I believe I totally annoyed Mario. Because the DM and hates the spell Grease.
I think most GMs hate Grease.
I only use stupid gimmick spells.
You slash into it, doing more damage, but you're not quite beat it in the surest to. And also that was
Bonus.
I killed the last one. So
Oh, yeah.
That means
Sorry.
that was
yeah.
Grenna's second attack. It was the 3.
Well, I mean, sometimes she doesn't roll that long. She don't have to call it
It is what it is.
that was 22.
free. That is.
It will die.
For 11 damage.
It
One
does.
way or the other.
You take this last one, plant your axe into it, rip it off the wall, swing it around, and Astroth it into the ground.
Cool.
Both the strong people are down below and I'm exhausted, so good luck climbing out. I'm not
You can
holding
make
the
some
rope.
climb checks to get back out, but now that nothing is shooting at you, it's pretty easy to move across. You guys are on this side. You just gotta climb up on this side.
Sure. Because then we'd be
Yeah, go.
towards the other. We're already at the other side.
Okay.
Slowly
And the rest
start.
of you are going to start moving across the thing.
While also pulling
If you
needles
guys
out of
want,
my
you could
stomach.
toss the rope over the bars to make it easier to cross, so you have like a fail safe maybe. So if you do trip because you failed the check, you just kind of dangle.
So it's be holding the rope.
Yeah, but we're already on the other side. We climb up.
That makes sense then. Although I believe I can just
Okay.
cross out.
Emerald, when you step onto the third bar, it starts to crack and buckle beneath your weight, but it doesn't break.
It's a good thing I
I
didn't go
really
with
should
this.
stay on that one.
Do you keep going?
Yeah.
So new title, Granna's Bush Smasher.
We'll need to workshop.
This one also cracks beneath your weight, but you managed to get to the other side. You two roll me athletics. Now, the rest of you, you can see the two of them are starting to crumble. You can roll an acrobatics check to just try to skip over that part if you want. By just making a jump. Or no, sorry, that'd be athletics. You could both try to roll athletics to just jump over that part if you like.
Would I be able to actually
But I'll
use...
have disadvantage.
Would I be
Yes, you
able to
would.
actually...
You could
use-
also climb down and try to climb up on the other side like they did. But that would be athletic checks, which you would have a disadvantage.
Hold on. Because I just thought...
You
I
want us to pull you up?
I remember doing something like this before.
Let's just pull you
Would I
up.
be able to use a charge from the
Don't
one...
you have a ladder?
It's 25 feet. This pit is 40 feet.
Yeah.
No, it's 25 feet.
No, it's 40 feet
45
long.
across. Yeah, but the ladder's 10 feet, and you can
25.
lay it from one bar over to
Although
another
I
big
think
bar.
what Sid's trying to say is that the
25
drop
feet
is 25
down,
feet, so you can
so-
set the ladder down, climb down, and then set the ladder up on the other side and climb up.
That's what I thought you were talking about originally.
I never mentioned... Oh, yeah, I guess. But I was thinking you could just use one... a charge of one entanglement to strengthen the bars.
You
I
could.
remember
Or you
doing
can
that
If you
use
want to
the-
use a spell charge.
Yeah, or you could just use
Or
the
you could
ladder.
use your ladder.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Yeah, I guess we could do that.
Just gonna use the spell charge out of spite.
It has seven charges.
Let's just use the ladder. It seems more practical.
So,
Fail 7 times.
Emerald, after you've walked across the creaky bars and seen it almost collapse twice, only then does Squig pull out a ladder from his bag and set it on the ground. Kind of
Think
weird.
about it till now. I was a little distracted.
You guys go, you get across,
Sorry.
and you enter
I am at 6.
the long. It eventually enters into a new chamber. This enormous chamber is 30 feet tall with mighty buttressing and a vaulted ceiling. Parts of the ceiling and wall have collapsed, and raw earth is spilled down from a gaping hole in the east wall. Crushed beneath a fallen block in the center of the room are humanoid remains. Elsewhere around the floor are the chewed and decayed corpses of baboons. Through a hole in the eastern ceiling, daylight and fresh air filter in. Above, through this gap, can be seen 4 baboons. They jump around the hole and scream in agitation. As they do, dirt begins to slide down the banks and the rocks on the wall shift slowly. As this happens, 2 things happen immediately. The first of which is that the room has fresh air. You are no longer breathing in poison. The second of which is 2 creatures emerge from the rubble near the corpses. Both of them are 8-foot-long snakes. Where tails should be are another snake head.
How does it
I am going to roll initiative when we get back from this break. Stick around. Anyway, so as the snakes slither forth, 2 heads on each of them, before they're able to strike, Squig goes first.
Are they considered large creatures and or taking up more than 1 square?
Yes, they are huge creatures and take up multiple squares.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I get you. Okay.
Sure, you don't want like a train of candy for the one enemy.
Man, if we had wrapped gummy snakes.
Each snake is 2 snakes.
That'll go target that one since that was closest and
If
last.
only Snickers had an E, I can actually spell out Snick.
What?
Oh, Snickers does have
Yeah, wait, it
Does have
did.
I could spell Snick if I wanted to think through this. Oh, well. Once I have that second webcam,
All you
and we
need
have
is-
a map thing, maybe I'll start doing stuff like that.
Second.
This one
So then we
use.
can have a camera that shows the map and a camera that shows us.
I have no idea. I was thinking like we
Well,
did
if
like
you're-
the projector thing, but then you have to have your behind for that.
I was going to bust out the wand of web and cast it in a way where within the 20-foot square, that one is in the very edge of it, so it's going this direction. So then other people can get melee without being impeded by it.
So
Yeah, that's
straight
fine.
It's pick
No,
a
you're gonna
spot
center
20
it here.
foot.
No, I got you. Okay.
And
What
that
do they roll against web?
it is a dex save on their turn. Apparently they're only affected by web at the start of their turn.
Damage is not bad.
Okay.
And
Is that
that rubble, do you think that would be enough for me to roll hide?
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm gonna run over to it and roll hide. I am at 6. I am not taking chances.
Alright.
Congratulations, you found one of their nests.
No! Not again!
Yes.
Squigs get
All of a sudden, the
by
entire room is snakes.
baby two-set snakes.
23
Literally
the
high.
worst thing
Okay.
ever. Right. 2 snakes.
Alright, what save does that have to make because it's its turn now?
It is a dex save against 16, 15. Because it's the wands, correct? If it happens.
Just the long saves 15.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Because it doesn't increase one damage.
One of the war mage doesn't increase save it. It just adds 1 to spell attack.
Spellcasting. If it fails,
It's restrained,
yes.
and it breaks free rolling a strength check, right?
Yeah, when it's restrained, it can take its action to strength check against my spell save DC, which is 14.
It breaks free. And moves.
They're no longer restrained, but it takes its action.
Moves over here, retreating into this pile. And
Yes, it's true what they say about giant two-headed snakes. They are more afraid of you than you are of them.
okay, and it is now Grenda's turn.
Okay, speak
Cool.
Ah,
Well, you have spell slots.
Where's the wand of spell slot for storing?
I will advance upon
There is something like that for
Snake.
warlocks.
What about the pearl?
There's also moral power that's not a word.
and then I will attack. What is this?
What if you glue a pearl of power onto a stick?
Is it a single use or is it like a return?
Well, I mean, I have some of the 3rd edition, but 3.5.
I got 28, so I'm not 99 anymore.
28 to hit. Okay, that hits. It's that meme all over again.
Which one?
I showed him a meme of the guy from Incredibles, like when he's at dinner and he has the really pissed off face and it says,
Mr.
my
Incredible.
player, yeah, and it says, my players, I got a 32 to hit. Me, and then it's the guy's face. Because nothing has AC that high. And it's kind of, I don't know.
Does a 32.
The Carac, which has the highest AC, has a 25.
Yeah.
Is that the most AC something could have?
No.
It's just the most
If I'd known, I would.
That's
So other than fighting, what happens?
19 damage.
19
And
damage.
TMI.
That hits.
TMI also has a 25 AC.
And
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, you did 19 damage, right?
Yeah.
I think tomorrow's just like ignore some spells every so often or something.
TMI's a god.
Guys,
God.
you have a real trouble with that, don't you?
One of those head might be a guy head, you don't know.
Yeah,
The
those are
odds
weird.
Tiamat's
This hit is a 25.
that hits.
Also for 19 damage.
Okay. You bring your axe down twice into the two-headed snake. They hiss at you as you slash into its belly twice. And it is now it is Ashura's turn. No, I'm sorry, it's Carc's turn.
I will shoot it with the bow. The same one that grabbed.
Okay.
13 to hit.
That hits.
9 for damage.
Okay.
For the first arrow. And then 20 to hit. It's not an actual 20.
That hits.
10 damage.
Okay. It takes one shaft to its under its body and one to the mouth, and it is very wounded. And it is now Asura's turn. 5, 10, 20, 30. Because difficult terrain.
Can he jump?
You could try to roll an athletics check to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. But if you fail the athletics check, then you've used your action. Because you fall. You're going to try to jump it? Okay. It's a 10-foot long jump, which with your strength score, you're definitely capable of.
10.
That works.
Fucking every time I roll that is shit.
Hey!
Every time I roll that is shit.
It's good to get it out of the
Doesn't
way.
mean like I'm talking about the roll specifically. I attack twice. 14 and crit on the second one. 28.
Okay.
You both hit.
Yes, they both hit. I guess we'll pick first.
Yeah.
Assuming you switch back to Shadow Spike.
Yeah.
Of course.
Ooh. 11.
Alright, how do you want to do it?
I guess I'll just aim the center of the head. Since there's two.
Cut its first head off. The other head falls to the ground, dead. And it is now Emerald's turn.
Oh, I see what you're going for.
What?
She's waiting.
There's no end.
Okay. I guess I'll just start moving up.
You get that?
Okay, we'll form with it. It won't pull it though, because it's a huge creature.
Okay, we'll throw it.
One of the size category.
No, it's just bigger.
Oh.
24.
That hits.
4 damage.
4 damage.
Yep.
Okay. Your whip strikes into a dark blood.
So it wouldn't matter if a large creature used Thorn Wind.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It is now. That snake goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
How did I not see this coming?
Wait, this was a mistake.
What's your AC?
17.
snakes are bad.
It wraps around you, constricting you.
Oh.
You are grappled.
Two-headed.
If one head is on one side and the other is on the
Take
other,
11 damage,
does it get advantage?
and then it tries to bite you.
I don't think something can
Yeah,
grant
it's
itself
like
advantage.
That would be
Pretty
flank
cool,
with
though.
itself. Despite having you in its grasp, it misses the bite attack over. And it is now back around to Squig's turn.
Okay. From where I am, I'm going to shoot at it twice.
It'll have cover because it's grappling Emerald.
Should have drawn after them.
Well, if he was targeting Emerald, yes. Are you targeting Emerald? Then that doesn't make any sense, does it?
I'm just saying, everyone's not the one on the inside. So
It's right between the snake's coils.
They both have cover.
It's still my best bet unless I wanted to. No, I couldn't even reach it if I wanted to melee it.
Okay, well then roll your attack. I'm just letting you know.
Okay.
Little sidebar's coming up, and it's like, hey, it's flanking.
15 for one and 9 for the other.
15 hits, 9 misses.
Okay. For 10 damage.
Okay.
And then
Your bolt strikes it.
to that, I think grapple and hide.
Okay.
18 hide.
It is now Brandon's turn.
I will advance and attack.
Okay.
Do we get advantage from coil?
No.
Okay.
I should note you want to flanking because everyone is grappled, so everyone doesn't count as flanking. If that's what your character
I
is.
have to hit flanking, right?
I forgot.
I was kind of hoping it wasn't counts. Yeah, that'd be kind of bad.
First attack's 14 to hit.
That hits.
Bad move is when you just start flanking on anyone who attacks you.
17 damage.
Alright, you slash into him. Causes the creature to hiss. One head hisses at you, the other one like snaps at your ankle.
Second roll was 13 to hit.
That misses. As it kind of like you're gonna hit it, but then you realize you're actually gonna hit Emerald and you pull back.
I would also like to breathe deeply.
Okay. You can do that, and it is now Carac's turn.
I will shoot it.
You probably should try to save your elf friend.
But that's what I'm doing by attempting to kill a snake. On it. 27 to hit. I don't think that's
That's
God, save me now.
11 damage.
What about Coraline?
Not who it was.
I didn't know.
16 to hit.
That hits.
9 damage.
How do you want to do it?
With pin, cushion, one of its heads, whatever one is near.
So the first arrow strikes it through the lower jaw into it, and the second one hits right next to that one. It pops out, actually causing its eye to come out through the top, and the eye, the nerve, kind of wraps around the arrow.
never stop.
Kind of like a never soft logo.
Why does
If you-
this
if you
seem
remember,
familiar?
You played enough Tony Hawk as a kid. A very familiar sight
yeah.
happens to you.
Man, I don't remember when the last time they had that type of intro.
It's if I kill it.
I don't remember the last time they had that type of intro.
Get 2K.
Yeah.
I was just hopeful that I would do enough damage to be in the right position that I could get one.
All right. As you defeat them, Emerald, you drop to the ground. You hear, whoa, whoa, ah! And suddenly baboons leap down from the ceiling.
Do we need to roll initiative again?
No, keep the same initiative.
Go game back.
Damn. Dirty
I'm gonna
apes.
go build my own temple with my
Forget the temple. Ooh.
Just back.
I'm literally the
Hey,
point in the
we don't
game
know
where
baboons
I'm fighting
might
a
actually
bunch
be
of
dangerous
monkeys
animals.
with swords and Sekiro, by the way.
I mean, they normally are. But
Most primates are very dangerous.
Yeah, even
In fact, there's a particular primate that's been known to wipe out entire species.
Also, baboons are pretty aggressive.
Probably not they as are. dangerous as giant snakes. Maybe.
The primate is man.
These ones could have swords. Is one of them white?
Yeah, because I was thinking the same thing. Well, actually, they don't.
Can't just ask it.
Seriously, what the hell's wrong with you?
Fine.
He's talking
also,
about
would it be a gun instead of a sword?
No, the
Oh,
other
they have two
white
swords.
ones have a double katana,
Yeah, they have 2 katanas.
and some of them have.
I would love for these.
Oh, because you're talking about
Things-
Sekiro.
I would love to have given these baboons Shadow Monk levels and just had it be Sekiro flashback, but
I thought.
I didn't do that, so I'm sorry. I'm disappointing you.
See, I thought you were.
It'd be really cool if one of them ran up and was like, "Hey, stunning fist! Why?
See, I thought you were
How?
going with Planet of the Apes reference.
No, they were
No,
going for
two.
Sekiro. Because of the two swords.
Oh no, see, these are just regular baboons, and then you look over,
Yeah,
and there's a giant giant rooster.
So it's Carg's turn.
Giant demon rooster.
It runs up, baring its teeth, and attempts to attack Grana.
Cool.
Are these just regular baboons as far as we can tell?
Looks like.
They could be dire.
It swings out with its hand and attempts to like grab and cleave to the ground, but you knock it away with the butt of the haft of the axe.
Rage baboons.
That's kind of just baboons.
No. Rage. Yeah.
This one moves up and attempts to attack. However, you block this one with the head of the axe, turning it aside.
You know when we first came in the room, the baboons were up there and some freaking out and the snake showed up. I thought they were trying to warn us or just reacting to the snake.
I think
Me too.
They were just warning each other.
Nah, they're still assholes. I thought maybe they were gonna.
This one attacks again, but you sidestep this last one.
Hey, at least I'm
And
not
it
fucking
is
with
now Ashura's turn.
Ah.
Am I difficult still?
Are you still in the purple? Yep. 1 square difficult, so your first movement will cost 10. So 10.
I saw one.
Yeah. You have,
Wait,
two,
no,
you have
no.
2 more squares.
So I move here and I move to here. No.
10, 15, 20, 30. You can move here, but that would have flanking. If that's what you're curious about, you can move here and get flanking on this one.
Oh, okay.
If you upcast animal friendship, it just makes them friends from all.
24.
What is it?
Target ones.
Ah.
24 for 12 damage.
Alright, you flush out your sword and cut the baboon down.
You probably
I can't melee the
So since I can only cast it with like third level, I can roll
javelin.
You don't have to.
I still have it. No, I don't.
Well, sleep.
12 to hit.
Nuggets? Yeah, 12.
Jesus.
Yes.
Nice.
11 damage.
Alright, so you slash, sheath your sword, pull the javelin, throw it through the side of the monkey head, out the other side of the monkey head.
They're just monkeys.
Oh, the roots.
They attack first!
Sleep.
They attack first!
It is now Emeron's turn.
I'll target those 3 baboons towards the back with the animal friendship.
Okay.
At 3rd level slot.
Okay.
So their target is 16. It's a wisdom saving throw.
They are all charmed. It is now Squig's turn. They're all charmed. They're all charmed, but they won't attack their former allies. So.
Yeah. I'm gonna make it.
It's obvious when things are charmed, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
We make a leap.
Well, they stopped. They basically just went down like this.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll fucking shoot at the last remaining. We're all tired. 9 to hit for one and 16 for the other.
The first one misses, the second one hits.
10 damage?
You put a bolt through its eye. Falls to the ground. Everything stops.
I hate snakes!
Well, they hate you too. Dick.
Alright. Alright, so
So, what do? You You're in a room. The gas isn't here. The air is filtering out. There's a hole that apparently leads up out of here, but there's also 3 doors.
There's a door
3
behind a
doors
hole.
and 3 baboons. I'm gonna set them up as sentries.
Okay. You set the baboons up as sentries.
Yeah, to guard all the exits,
All right.
so they can wake us up.
Long rest.
I'm gonna cast Healing Spirit as my last spell slot before we long rest, so I'll be healed to
All right.
full.
Roll the max health.
Okay. That's what again? I can
You
remember.
have the spell. How do
Yeah,
I?
but I don't.
You have cards.
Do you wanna?
The card is not in this.
I have it right here.
Oh, yeah. D6 for 10 times. 12, 13. No, it's 15, isn't it?
No, 7.
Oh, 17. 19. 21.
7.
6.
How many times is that?
22 plus 5.
So it's 21.
It's 26. Yeah.
Oh. I thought it was 22. Ugh. That was up with me.
I know they rolled the dice so far though.
I don't know.
Ah.
You didn't count.
I
I
was.
think one more.
Yeah.
Alright, 28.
Next time, fucking count.
Look, I gotta keep track of. I'm almost.
Or
at
make
full.
little ticks.
Or
on your
roll
paper.
10d6.
Yeah.
I think we have enough for 10.
Oh yeah. If we don't have it on the table, remember I have
Yeah.
stacks of d6s.
So how much does everyone heal for?
28.
Good. Everyone heals for 28. You set. I should note there are 3 doors, not counting the door you came in.
Yeah.
Alright.
So you can set 3 of them to guard doors, but 1 door is going to be unguarded. At least unguarded by baboon.
Do you guys want to take shifts for until I can stay up the rest of the time?
Yep.
That'd probably be best.
Okay.
Though I'm fully healed now, so.
I want my spells.
Yeah.
Along with
Other
I'm just
people.
gonna-
I would like some of my stuff back as well. I just get back on shorter or long rest.
Just gonna find a hole in the floor in the wall and just tuck myself into there.
Might as well take advantage.
Okay. So you guys are taking a long rest?
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright. Who's staying up first?
I will. I'm in pretty good shape.
Oh,
On my
before that, shouldn't we check for cat
We can do that as part of the rest.
curse?
Do that as part of the rest.
Alright, roll
You
medicine.
Okay, I'll just make sure where it was. 19? 19.
19?
Mhm.
You're pretty sure that Emerald's fine. It doesn't appear to have taken hold.
I don't see anything.
Can I use my
Don't see
time
any
speed
signs.
and then regain it on
Oh,
this
that's a
long
relief.
rest?
Do you have 1 more second level spells now?
I have. Well, I have 2 total.
Did you use both of them?
Yeah.
Then you won't be able to use it until the rest and you get it back. Did your horse?
It went down.
Yes.
Okay.
Poison.
Yeah, you won't be able to do it until next after the long rest, and then you'll be down to the second level spell slot to be summoning your horse.
Okay, so just 1 until the next time. That's fine.
Okay. So you
You need to get your horse a bridle of health.
you rest. Nothing accosts you in the hour. Who's next?
I'll take next. I never
Alright.
take left. I never take
Nothing
some.
bothers you during your hour. Who takes next?
I will.
Sure, nothing bothers you during your hour. Squig.
Surprise him.
And nothing bothers you during yours.
Yes, it'll have to take some time.
Okay. And then I got the rest.
And then you get the rest. Waiting. And 4 hours pass. And yeah, by the end of it, you're coughing less. and you successfully long rest.
Yeah.
Hit dice back.
So
You should recover half your hit dice, so if you use more than half, you're not back to full.
we use
Okay.
1.5.
Long rest restores half your hit dice.
I think
Yeah.
I used.
You get 2.
Did I use all of my hit dice?
Well, you had 2 rests, so you would have been able to use 4 total. If you spent 2 in both, you would have used 4,
Yeah,
and you
I
get
used
back
4.
2, so you get 3.
Yeah.
3 back?
You
No,
got
2
3
back.
hit dice total.
Okay. Got it.
Are we going back to the room with the secret door and exploring those, or are we going through one of these 3 doors?
You have to go back over the head.
Into the poison.
Yeah.
Let's grab that ladder. That makes the pit pretty easy.
We might as
So
well.
that doesn't. Oh, yeah.
We might as well go back and knock out the other previous doors.
Oh,
so we don't have to go back down.
Now that we know that
If-
there's a safe spot,
the hole, can it be reached that goes to the outside?
You want to try to reach it?
I want to examine to see if it could be reached or if a class veteran could climb up it. I'm not trying to actually get outside.
Roll me perception.
I see nothing.
He hates you.
I'm struck blind, apparently.
Looks like you can climb up.
You were blinded by the light.
Alright.
You're pretty sure you could climb up and out of here.
I'm not gonna do that, though. I just wanted to see if it was feasible.
Roll low. No, I'm not going to try.
No, I wasn't gonna try it anyway. I literally said that before I made the roll.
That's true.
I'm not gonna try and skip out on the rest of the dungeon. Maybe.
Are you looking for the rest of the room?
Sure, I'll look around the rest of the room.
Because you guys didn't search the room.
Oh,
Is there anything in our rubble?
Resting was more important.
Do you want to roll perception?
Yeah.
Roll perception if you want to search the room.
Yes.
24.
Alright.
22.
Can we use passive if it's
Sure.
18?
Squig.
I got 18.
13. Okay. Asura and Carac notice that above one of the doors, the door over here, there is a plaque inlaid with jade that depicts a 2-headed serpent with a second head where its tail should be. It's worth about 25 gold. Additionally, as you look through the fallen blocks and rocks that kind of, take up part of the room, you find 2 crushed humans. You're gonna have to. The stones are gonna have to be lifted by some pretty strong people. But if Brenna and Ashura work together, you manage to get them up. One crushed human man has a pouch tied to his waist that holds 40 electrum. Or not. Yeah, 40 electrum. One human has a brooch of bronze and green quartz in the shape of a lizard worth 25 gold. A silver and beryl emerald ring worth 50 gold. A silvery dagger.
What the fuck's a
that
dagger?
upon closer look is actually made out of copper nickel. Is worth about 10 gold.
The coveted dagger.
A scroll case that holds a map of the outside area. And a crystal sphere, cracked in the crushing, has rolled into the shadow of some nearby rubber. It is polished quartz, 3 inches in diameter, and worth 45 gold.
A map of the outside area, as in outside.
It looks like the same kind of map you guys used to get here.
So they're probably other adventurers.
Yep, looks like it.
I think they got this far.
Or they fell in here and got crushed and died.
Or they
Like we fell.
fell in here and got crushed.
Oh, I was actually gonna try to send my baboons up the hole. Be
They
like,
climb up out
get,
the hole.
Get out of here.
They climb up and leave.
Tell them to go as far away as possible, so when they turn back, they don't.
Just tell them, hey, this place isn't safe. You guys should go.
We'll stay here. You go.
So,
Make like
Where
a
you guys
banana
go?
and split.
what do you do?
I am going to swap out arcane weapon for identify because I might need that later.
What do we want to do? Are we going back to the previous room and
There were
search
4 other doors in
Yeah.
that room.
I think
including a secret?
I think we should, so we can leave the
Yeah.
bottom behind us forever, unless this top part loops back down. But I don't know.
Well, if you want to check every room, there's still that room near the beginning.
The crayons.
Too far. Well, weren't we already in the room with the crabs and then left it?
No,
Because they were
there's a side.
There was a
passage where we
room
fight
in
them
that room that you guys never went.
Mm-hmm.
And when I brought it up when you were passing through the water place, I was like, there is still that room back there, and you guys said later.
Okay. I remember you bringing it up. I also thought then we checked it, but that doesn't matter.
How long would
Yeah,
it take
check
us to get all the way back there if we?
If you went straight there and got no encounters, hour.
We'd have to go back into
So we
the
take the
room.
foot. That's.
We'd have to go
up
back
to you
into the
guys
room with the
if you
nymph.
want to go all the way back.
It's not
The
enough.
Nereid.
Nereid, sorry. We'd have to go back into the room with the Nereid.
And the crab. They both be mad.
Maybe.
The Nereid already surrendered to us once. I assume she doesn't think she'll have better chances with one eel and.
Especially when we're all fully rested. Maybe.
Honestly, I suppose even if it is really far, we've come this far. We might as well 100% it, if possible.
Alright, so let's
Alright.
got out of that place.
I guess we'll go back.
Let's go back.
Okay, so I have 1 against. I
really
have
don't
2
want to.
for Carac,
I'm for checking.
just for posterity, even though it won already.
I would be against it.
Are you going to go back to that room first, or are you going to get back to it after checking the other rooms that are like next to you?
Let's go there first.
Yeah.
Directly there. Yeah, and then we'll just come back.
Okay.
We'll come
We'll
directly
come back to
back.
the
Poison's-
calendar room and
Poison's
then
gonna tick
search,
twice.
and then
But
So, you guys head through. I assume you take the immediate path back,
yeah,
and
sure.
as you do so,
In entrances.
when you get back into the room with all the cat stuff, Emerald, you notice that the 2 were-jaguars appear like most of their wounds are starting to disappear.
Oh, we cut their heads off.
Ah!
Are they growing another head?
Well,
Or
Imran noticed this.
It kind of looks like it, yeah.
So they are immortal.
They're coming back!
Let's find their hearts.
Or we could just smash them again.
They don't
What?
have any.
Yeah, they had a
Roll
heart
perception.
somewhere.
I'll help.
I'll help.
I have no help. I am also struck blind again, and I'm gonna stop rolling those dice for perception
Medicine.
check.
Try
I
to
got
find the
18.
heart.
7.
7, 18.
I'll take 16 because I didn't get my passive, but I rolled a 1.
So, Emerald, it occurs to you when you enter this room that one of the stuffed jaguars has a wound in the same place that the were-jaguar had a wound.
Okay.
And when you cut it open, you pull out a beating heart out of this stuffed jaguar.
Do you think if we keep it, they have to listen to us?
I don't
Are you saying
know.
Suggestion. I don't know. They can't really do much to the
The
people
heart
that are
beats.
holding their heart because when we can
Like
just
a
immediately
kind of
crush
black
it.
blood comes out of the ventricles and onto your hand and seeps to the floor in like a sinister sort of malaise.
I'm gonna put it on the ground and stab it.
Roll the tackle.
I'm not much for slavery.
Also, they don't
23.
speak the same language as us anyway, just from a
You
practical
stab the heart, and the first were-jaguar turns to stone and then bursts into like 1,000 pieces.
Huh.
Okay. Any other stuffed jaguars?
There should be one
It's
more.
a giant stuffed tiger.
Did One
That's
that
missing here.
You find another one, and it also has a heart, and you do the same thing in the other where Jaguar turns to stone and then turns to dust.
Weren't there pelts in here on the wall?
Yeah.
Are they worth it? I want to take them.
They're actually, same with the spears, convincingly made stucco duplicates. They're not actual furs.
Now, okay, I'm making sure. You did say that there was a tiger statue that is stuffed tiger that is missing an ear in the room, correct?
Yeah, that was the one that you found the heart in.
Okay.
What did we ever check the spear thingy with the shiny head? Because me and Verna had asked about it.
It also is a convincingly made stucco fake.
What about that jaguar that had gold coins in it? Like, I wasn't
It had gold
looking
coins
at
in
it.
Yeah, we took them.
I didn't remember if they'd been taken.
It was
Well,
fine.
you took the gold coins.
Do we want to look around there and see if we find any more stuff?
We rolled perception on before, right?
Yeah.
So we already know.
Okay.
You only notice them regenerating. If you still plan on going back to that first room, that's what you're going to do.
Okay. Well, let's go
As you
back.
go back, travel, eventually you come
Okay,
across
so-
the part where you have to go through the water. You do so, and you don't see the Nereid, but you see the eel. It gives you like the side eye.
Yeah, it's probably not happy with that.
But assuming you don't move towards it, it lets you pass.
Okay.
I'll give it the side eye back.
Okay. Now, are you going to go back through the slug room, or are you going to try to open that one door that was in the Nereid room? Because that door in the Nereid room led directly into the room with Kalkakaila and the hermit crab.
Oh, I thought that was
What's
the
the
one that
shortest
led to
path?
it.
That's the door we
That
didn't
one.
go through, right?
The door you didn't go through is the shortest path.
Then
Which is
that's
that one?
The water is the door is damaged by floodwaters, so it's going to need a strength check to get open.
What the hell?
I'll grant aid
Is that?
to whoever.
If you're already going.
Oh, and your
Exhaustion.
exhaustion is gone because you're able to eat.
Hey.
That's not proficiency. That's just,
You have advantage.
You have
People help.
advantage.
17.
You get the door open. Kalkakaila doesn't move, but the
Hermit crab thing. Wait, is it hermit crab or?
it moves to like,
It's a
but
giant
it
crab.
doesn't like move to attack you, but it holds up and says something in
It's
language you don't
it's
understand.
probably doing the thing again.
Do you wave it off? It puts its back up against Kalkakaila's shell and like. It looks confused at your pointing.
No.
Okay. Do you head to that other
Yes.
chamber?
Yes.
All right. Kalkakaila does not awaken, and its servant
Makes me think
Take
that
a
the
lot.
servant might be the only thing that can awaken it.
taken.
That isn't just attacking the shell.
No.
The walls of this corridor are wet and slimy. The stucco covering has become saturated with water, and it's decomposing and sloughing off in points along the southern wall, exposing the seams of one large stone block from which the structure was built. A tightly fitted stone seals the tomb. The entire block is made of limestone, and the face of the plug is covered in wet, caustic slime. Or lime.
Remove it.
You can roll alchemy tools if you'd like to remove the causticity.
We got some poker with 3D poles.
Science.
I just mean to push on with the poles instead of our hands.
Science.
I mean to literally push on it, not poke it. I said poke on it.
83.
Okay, so you can't remove the lime because it's not a coating. The whole thing is lime.
Oh.
But instead, you put some stuff over it that when you touch it, it'll kind of act as a barrier.
It's kind of like a chalky
A
powder.
neutralizing
Yeah.
agent.
Additionally, 4 of you are going to have to push on the stone.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright. 4 of you do so.
Do we need rolls? Or just for us to push on the stone?
What is that?
Paper.
I did good.
I'll
with
help.
You don't have to roll.
Oh.
You just 4 of you have to push on the stone.
Damn it.
Whichever 4 of you do, pushes it open.
Shit. Wasted potential.
Beyond the plug is a small foyer holding 3 sealed urns on the east and west side. To the south are double doors of bronze with glyphs worked into their faces.
Can we look over the glyphs?
Huh. What do you do? You said dwarven faces?
Did I identify them?
I didn't say anything about the faces.
Sorry.
I'll examine the urns.
So you're checking out the urns?
Yes.
Switch the room.
Check for traps.
Uh-huh. 17.
The doors are trapped, and they're tied to the locks. So if you unlock the door, it'll not set off the trap.
Okay. Yeah. Just pull out the tools and get to work.
Okay.
Set
Roll the
rollers
check.
is just it. Okay.
Roll the check.
28.
That's
Using my tools, I get that double proficiency.
Okay, so as you move it, as you set the last lock in place, you feel something in the door slide, and the thing opens. You're not sure what it was, but something in the door moved as you unlocked it.
Huh. Is there like a space to look into the door?
You don't see anything in there. Behind the doors of the chamber cut out of rock with a veil of calcite and stalactites covering the walls. Buttresses rise from the corners, brown shot through with black, and triangular stone pillars support the high ceiling. Occupying the center of the chamber is a colossal monument resembling a giant table, covered on all sides with intricate carvings and glyphs. Engraved on the floor in front of the entrance is a seal that displays more glyphs. Opposite the entrance, a battle axe is embedded in the wall, 6 feet above the floor.
Can we wait? Can't identify it because the door isn't here.
I swapped out arcane weapon for identify.
Oh, maybe can you tell if it's cursed? Maybe.
Were there anything in the urns?
I'm not sure the ruling on
Because I would
identifying.
see if we can at
curses.
least try to see if it's cursed.
So the urns are sealed with beeswax, but they can be broken. If you break the beeswax seal and open it, each of the urns contains the equivalent of 20 flasks of oil. And there are 6 urns.
Are the urns worth it?
However, a filled urn weighs 25 pounds. Now, because you have a bag of holding, it's not that big of a concern for you, so basically you get 120 flasks of oil.
Fun use.
Can you? No?
Yes.
Okay. Identify it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can cast it as a ritual.
Cool.
You're gonna walk over to the axe.
Yeah, I'm gonna ritual cast identify.
Alright.
Yeah.
So, you guys have a light source, I'm assuming, since these two don't have dark vision?
Yeah.
One of the ever burning torches.
Okay. As the ever-burning torch is lit and you begin ritual casting, you notice that the shadow of the axe is actually a hand with like fingers.
Oh.
That's cool.
I think it's cursed.
Looking at, does it do anything if I continue ritual casting?
No.
Okay.
The battle axe has a blade of bronze. The haft is wound with snakeskin wrappings.
If they move the torch around, does the hand shadow move?
Yeah.
I can't,
Like a normal shadow would move.
I can't mention anything if I'm ritual casting.
Well, the rest of you see it too. I'm just saying
Okay.
you see it first. I should note, when you approach the axe, you feel a cold chill run up your spine.
I do not think we should touch it.
I have to touch it if I want to identify it.
Does he have? Oh, is it touch?
Identify as such.
Yeah.
Good luck being you.
What are you doing during the 10 minutes that this is happening?
There's nothing else in the room to search.
Well, the thing is, there's still the big like monument.
monument? Okay.
Got it.
Yeah, we'll examine the monument. I think it was a roll that for perception.
Make a little box that'll have a crystal that will basically glow different colors to
13.
identify it.
23.
23 on doing what?
Looking at over the statue.
The monument.
Monument.
Okay, so the monument is constructed from several parts. A great stone slab, 20 feet long by 10 feet wide, rests upon a 4-foot thick monolith of rock of similar dimensions. And this, in turn, is supported by 6 huge blocks of dolomite. Motherfucker. Every component has been covered in intricate carvings and glyphs. The top of the slab depicts a struggle between a dark-skinned man and a mighty knotted serpent. Engraved alongside these illustrations are glyphs identical to what those are found on the door when you enter. Under these sigils are etched a series of 4 face glyphs in a line. At the foot of the slab is a row of 11 of these symbols, all different in form.
What a time to not be Tiro.
Additionally, as you're looking, you notice that some of these are in fact not letters or like glyphs, but numbers. 54, 3, 9. And they're actually disguised in the face glyphs.
Somebody write that down.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's nothing else of note in the room? Okay.
So we got numbers.
What happens when he finishes his identifying?
If you wait till he finishes identified, it is a +2 battle axe.
Nothing
I
else?
still feel like it's
Nothing else.
Is that one-handed?
a bad idea.
One-handed.
You equip that at your own risk.
Well,
And stay the fuck away from me.
Wait, would
Yes.
Divine Sense do anything on it if it's a weapon?
No.
it just looks like a +2. It doesn't seem like anything else is enchanted on it.
Does touching like an object to the handle of the axe do anything?
Are you?
Well, I have to touch
No,
it.
no,
I
no.
have to
Touching it didn't have any effect, but you also noticed that the under the snakeskin wrappings, there's actually parchment wrapped around the haft of the axe too. And if you go to those a look, those are parchment containing the spells Passwall, Burning Hands, and Gust of Wind. You're pretty sure attunement to the axe would allow you to cast these spells.
Oh, that's cool.
well, if anything else is attached to it, and if it has charges of any kind, I can know how many.
Passwall what?
Hmm?
Passwall what? And what?
Passwall, Burning Hands, and Gust of Wind.
It has 3 tune slots.
It is a magic item or some other magic imbued object.
It also requires attunement.
How do you
this axe? Yeah.
Either requires attunement and how many
Interesting.
charges it has, if any.
There's nothing that
That's
signifies.
12 charges.
And
Does that signifies his name? Like the sword had a winter rose?
Huh.
Nope.
Okay.
I think
That's a nice axe.
this thing
I was thinking.
just has charges, and any of the charges can be used for any of the spells.
Yeah, you're pretty sure that's how it works.
I think.
Cool. I can totally.
I
use
don't
that.
think I can use. I do not think I can use spell.
Too big.
It's a martial weapon. He's not
Well,
proficient.
yeah.
Am I the only one that can use martial?
Grenna could use it too, but she uses two-handed weapons. That
And I
being
can use
said,
it as well, but I'm
he
not
could
one
use a
to-
battle axe, but it's a strength weapon. Jeff's character can use battle axes. He's not normally proficient, but as a dwarf, he gains proficiency in battle axes and warhammers. So in theory, he could use it too.
I think he probably want to use it. Okay. Well, he'd probably be the better choice since it's got 12
Write down +2 valid.
casts, right?
Because it is also +2.
I wrote down those
Okay.
+2.
But it's strength. But Thoradin has a good strength, right? I don't remember.
He'll eventually be able to do more damage when he hits something with a melee weapon when he wants.
I'll ask. And if he doesn't want to use it, I'll use it. Because I feel like he's the...
Well, are you taking it out of the wall?
Yes.
You grab it, you pull, it doesn't come out. No matter how hard you pull, putting the leg up on the wall and straining with all your might, it refuses to budge
No matter
even
how
an
hard.
inch.
You also learn whether any spells are affecting it and what they are.
Not a spell.
The
break,
item was created by a spell. Language spell created.
I break the wall around it.
Spike.
You could try that, but two things. It'd take a while and it might cause a cave with how rickety this whole place is.
What if we
On the
try
upside,
a tuning
plus 2
to
mates.
Would
yeah,
I?
that's why I want it.
Do I think I
Wait.
might be able
Let's-
to make
well,
something with the alchemy?
the numbers.
54, 3, 9.
Can I inscribe those on the axe with some sort of writing material or on the wall?
Chalk.
Just try attuning to it and see if it comes
You
loose.
can't attune it until it comes loose.
I could try making something that might eat away at the rock that's surrounding it with the alchemist kit.
Well, the numbers have to do something, and
Maybe.
I'm assuming it has something to do with the axe. But there's
Roll
no...
intelligence?
Bring the torch so
Maybe-
that they put a torch on both sides. There's no shadow anymore, and see if you can pull it out.
It's a good idea, but it doesn't do anything.
Maybe
That would be cool.
Wait.
maybe the fight that was depicted in the slab has some significance too.
That's
Because
true.
That person
Wait,
using an axe.
Do you want to roll intelligence?
Okay.
I can't. I have nothing.
I mean, you can still try.
I can try. 17.
So, you mentioned that it could have something to do with the tomb. You think about the numbers in relation to the axe, and you don't think the numbers relate to the axe at all. But as you're thinking about it, Thoradin says, maybe. And he looks over at the 10 face glyphs, and he clicks the 5th one, and then the 4th one, and then the 3rd one, and then the 9th one.
Glyphs are clickable.
I did nothing.
You didn't know either.
Stone. He can see special stuff in stone being dwarf.
It's not that. He just rolled intelligence, and he's like, well, maybe. Glyphs are magical. Sometimes you touch them.
And then
You hear like a clicking sound.
Try it now.
remove the axe.
Axe doesn't budge.
Asha,
Does
put your
anything
hand
else
on the
in-
shadow
does-
hand.
has
The
anything-
clicking sound sounded like it came from the monument.
Check them on.
Look at the monument. Anything
Check it
change?
over.
Feels movable now.
Heat the monument.
Let's push on the monument.
You want to push it off?
Yeah.
All right.
Taste the
When you
monument.
push it
Carefully.
off, it goes shh.
I was saying carefully.
Fuck.
The block beneath the slab is hollow, and inside it is a crumbling skeleton decked out in decayed finery. It appears to have been a man of taller than average stature, obviously of great importance.
Yeah, I think it's the guy.
Gems and other small adornments of obvious value lie on and around the body. Covering the skull is a mask of jade with cowrie shell eyes and obsidian pupils.
That's
Around the corpse's neck is a jade pendant carved in the face of a human bat.
Hey, quick question.
Paul,
Quick question though. Is this a mummy?
it's a skeleton. We already fought a mummy.
Is
We
it?
fought 2.
Oh, thank God I wasn't here.
There's nothing
about
that
it.
looks suspicious about this thing. And it's money.
Hold on.
items.
Don't.
Yeah.
This might get up like every other dead thing that we have taken things from.
Slash it with
Every
a knife.
single other one.
But then it'll turn out to be on our side
Yeah.
the entire time.
That's
or
why
at
you
least-
just-
or
that's
at
why you
least
just do it
neutral.
once. Like the red
So,
movie.
if somebody is going to take from it, I'm going to prepare an action for if it gets up.
I think you should take from his Squig.
Eat me.
I'm just saying.
Fine, I will.
I'm going
So,
to
do
Don't
you
get
want to?
Squig.
Do you want to look At the
I'm going to actually prepare an action for if that thing moves, cast Scorching Ray on it.
okay. What about the rest of you?
Put on
Do you want to look
glove,
at the?
sparkle.
Can we look it over first?
Yes. So, in addition to the mask and pendant I described, strands of hair remain on its skull, gathered into black obsidian and red pipestone tubes. Above the mask, on the corpse's forehead, is a diadem of dark opals and jade discs. To either side of the mask are jade earplugs carved in several pieces to resemble budding flowers. Draped over the rib cage is a breastplate. Yeah, earplugs. Draped over the ribcage is a breastplate made of loops of tubular jade interspersed with bone dividers. Scattered around the neck and through the ribcage of the corpse are 156 jade beads, shaped like spheres, cylinders, trilobe beads, flower buds, open flowers, pumpkins, melons, and a snake's head. About the wrists are wide jaded bead bracelets. On the middle finger of each hand are carved jade rings, one in the form of a man holding the moon, and the other a panther ready to strike. Pressed into the fingers of each hand is a large bead, a jade cube in the right hand, and a spherical agate in the left hand. At the feet of the skeleton lie two small containers, apparently of glazed clay, one fitted with flower-shaped plugs in both ends. However, you won't know what's inside until you open it. Lying among the hip bones is a 6-inch long statue of a faceless man with large pointed ears. Plugged at the bottom of it appears to be some sort of bauble.
Man with pointed ears, do I think it's an elf? Oh.
Yeah. Now the question is, this is what you see from looking. Do you touch anything?
Poke the
When it had
corpse.
been discussed, I volunteered to touch it.
Okay, what are you touching?
Touch his eye hole.
I'm just joking.
Don't lay a finger on my eye hole.
The mask is pretty distinctive. I will grab that.
Oh,
Maybe a little gingerly because it is dead stuff.
You
Poke him
gross,
in the
but-
ribs.
grab the mask, and as you do, not only do you pick up the mask, which is really nice, beneath the mask are fragments of bone, as though the skull has been crushed. Within the fragments of the jaw are spherical white onyxes, or is a spherical white onyx.
I don't think he's getting up.
Pick up the white onyx.
Okay, you pick up the white onyx.
Is it?
Still not doing anything.
Well,
Maybe we're just
for
being
bravery's sake,
paranoid.
I will also start like touching / grabbing other stuff.
What else do you grab?
The diadem. Like I'll touch it first, and then I'll grab it.
Alright, you grab the diadem. I assume at this point you just start grabbing stuff.
Yes.
Take the rings off his bony fingers.
Do you do that?
No, I'm just joking. I was saying that. First, not touching rings.
Okay. You grab a couple things from it, including the some of the jade beads. You grab you start to grab its breastplate, and you grab its medallion. And once you grab and remove its medallion, it begins to sit up and look around. And as you fire your scorching ray, he holds his hand. The axe flies to it, and he blocks
Wait, he
it.
blocks?
Unzata!
Does he block all
Sick.
3 bolts?
Yes.
What?
You know what I was gonna try.
I need
to do?
initiative.
I was gonna try to remove its hand and take up the axe off the wall.
That would have been funny.
Yeah. What?
It's fucking red.
Wait, what were those 3 spells?
Huh?
What were those 3 spells? In the axe?
Pass wall, burning hands, and
What does that do?
he's wearing a bunch of shit.
He's the powerful warrior.
It's the most powerful warrior.
Only an axe.
Wait,
I was just
is he feeling a little bad?
That'd be
Are we
cool.
fighting him at 2 levels below? We should.
No, that's how you gain the 2 levels.
Oh, that's how it worked for Skywalker. It is!
Wait,
we fought him way too early and gained 2 levels.
We did had already long rest, so maybe we're level 6 when we're fighting this guy.
No, he would have told us.
But we never gained experience because we never long rested.
We long rested just now. He would have fucking told us.
Mari's pretty straightforward when it comes to benefits that we have going past now.
I can help, okay?
This is fine.
We're still level 5.
So,
We'll kill it all the same.
remember the lesson of power levels and how they're patient.
What lesson was this? Because I missed it.
Sure. What you got? 14. 14? Card.
22.
Remote.
19.
Squid.
16. 15.
8.
Card goes first.
I will cast Hunter's Mark and I'll shoot it with my bow. 18 to hit.
That hits.
12 damage.
Okay.
And I'll shoot
Long rested trigger. Like dong.
it. 29.
That hits.
16 damage.
It stands up. As it does so, it attacks. Granus. It's Granus. Granus and stuff. So.
Great. Yeah, I was actually feeling a little bad about that.
This whole place is
Yeah, it's trying to kill him. It's all fair now.
What if we win it from him?
Damn,
I'm a weird
that he
perspective.
wants.
It's okay if I kill you, if I murder you and take your shit. If I take your shit and you're already dead, then I feel bad.
3 separate attacks. One go, Jesus.
What's your armor class?
18.
Okay. Its first one misses entirely. Its second one swings out again, and you catch with the haft of your axe, but it stops the blow. As you do so, the sand begins to pull up and starts making it more whole, like its jaw comes back together, dislodging the crystal, and it starts to gain more flesh to it. As it does, it leaps up into the air, giving you an attack of opportunity as it leaps onto the ceiling.
What?
Why is the Emotep?
It's like he's standing on the
No.
ceiling.
If he was Emotep, we would all be losing health just being around him.
No idea what's true. I totally did. It hit 4. 12 damage.
Well, we didn't.
Okay.
Oh, we
You
did
swing
that.
at it as he leaps up and lands on the ceiling. It is now Emeron's turn.
How high up is the ceiling?
30 feet.
Thornwood.
Get off the ceiling, bitch!
You take fall damage?
I don't
All I
think
have to
he's
do is get
staying on the
right
ceiling.
under him.
Just pull
Hold
off.
him. He might fall on me, but
Roll your attack roll. Excuse me.
13.
He blocks it with the axe.
Want that axe. Give me that axe.
Grandma, it's your turn.
Oh, did you roll the attack roll?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
calm down here.
That. Not me.
Knock him down.
I have but one hand axe, and I will lob it for my first attack at least.
If you would like,
We have like
could
40
cast
maps.
spider climb on him so you can run up the wall at him.
That sounds cool, like my turn. Oh, it's hard to hold it. Not yet.
You can't hold action.
Prepare
Or whatever.
Prepare an action of wind this happens. Do this.
What'd you roll?
17.
He knocks your hand axe away with his own.
Something more has moved.
I think he just can't be ranged attacked.
I shot him with 2 arrows.
Special
Shut the
arrows.
hell up.
Special arrows.
They're not special arrows.
Shot him with magic. I think that's more
Yeah,
special than
3 separate bolts of magic.
I shoot him a confident yet incredulous look. And
We have a gun.
maybe later.
Okay, so that's your turn. It is now Squig's turn.
Alright.
Did you say you had that spider climb?
Scroll of Spider Climb? Yes. The first fucking
Wait, did
Free.
Jeff describe that into his book?
Dutch describe what?
Spider-Man?
Yeah.
So does the scroll cease to exist?
Oh, we gave him the Scroll of Spider Climb that we found from the Citadel?
You gave him all the scrolls,
Oh,
except for the divine
I
scrolls.
didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, you did. It was brought up.
I didn't know it was with the Spider Climb.
It
It's
was
all the scrolls.
It's all the scrolls.
I also didn't remember that.
Well, I remember holding on to the Spider Scroll for the only one that could cast it at a time.
Sid
but I
has a
never
scroll
remember being
that
talked
grants in
about.
flight, just for the record.
Well, you
And
could also fly.
It's a potion.
There's also a potion of flying.
Yeah.
I need the player's handbook.
We have
Drinking a potion a bonus action or an action?
It's an action. Unless you're 13.
I'll use my free action to
yeah, we have
summon Thwomp, since it's the very beginning of combat.
Actually, summon one.
He wants to summon his
Sorry,
Oh.
range strike.
Okay.
Or no, it's not an action. It's I can do it for free first combat after one this. So it takes my action. Would it count the interacting with an item to use it on somebody else? No, that'd be an action.
Yeah, that'd be an action.
Nah, I'll just summon Flump and that's gonna take a shot at him.
Okay. Take your shot! Shot! 16?
Yes.
That does not hit. It sidesteps the attack.
Okay. Flump be 15 up the wall.
Okay.
I'll move and bonus action hide.
Okay. It is now Shura's turn. He's up on the ceiling, which is unfortunate.
How high up is that ceiling?
30 feet. I know.
15 on the self check.
I'm a devil.
What does a potion of climbing do? It doesn't let you walk. It just leaves you better climbing.
I think so.
Person with climbing. Spider climbing would allow you to climb.
He's my horse skirt.
You want to throw your horse at him?
Just yeeted at him.
I saw a thing on Twitter where someone was like, this is the official petition to change the name of catapult spell team. You could just yeet objects at people.
Is there a spell that allows you to pull things to you?
Not like fast. There's mage hand.
I was thinking maybe have a horse like.
But if you're looking for like a force pull,
I want to cape. I was thinking maybe I could have a horse attack the walls trying to knock it off, but that's my cape to place it.
well, if you wanted to come off, you could cast Shatter. But
Don't.
that might have other bad side effects.
We're all the way at the bottom.
Yeah, he's up there. He'll take more damage.
Anyway, what's your turn?
The fall.
It's true.
Sorry, I don't want to have to rush you.
I guess I throw 2 javelin.
Okay. Roll your attack rolls.
16.
16 misses, 23 hits. He deflects one with the axe, but the other one hits him.
Do you have this fucking axe? Or is like,
No, I'm just describing it.
well, I don't know.
Or the same way it happens for you guys.
9 damage.
9 damage. Okay. It
Got him.
appears as if it has a hard time going into it. It appears to be resistant to magical weapons.
Heck. Get down here.
Man, if
That means
only
it
you
goes
had-
back around to Cark's turn.
Only you have magic spear attached to
Javelin of light. It's a cool item.
That's an actual item?
Yeah. Turns into a light bolt.
I'll use silver arrow.
Yeah, it is. It's
And you catch a
Does
chainsaw.
everyone observe that it's hard to go into?
Yes.
Okay, then I'll just shoot out.
I thought about getting that for my 5th.
20 to hit.
Hits.
Okay.
Because I would have had lightning spear
11 damage.
or sunlight
Sick.
spear.
Yeah, kind of.
It's like a sick fucking spell.
That's why I
man.
wanted to take it. It's awesome. And like character driven in a way.
27 to hit.
That also hits.
16 damage.
So, what did the first one do?
11.
11 and 16?
Yeah.
Your 2 arrows strike into him, wounding him. He then goes again. As he does so, he holds the axe like this, brings his other hand up in front of him, and it counts Veritas, Credo, Agnus. And as he says this, he disappears.
That mother.
He can cast invisibility.
It is now Emerald's turn.
Why did you not prepare fairy fire? I thought about it too. God damn it.
Well,
That's
maybe next time you should prepare fairy fire.
No.
It'd be funny
No.
if it was. Damn it!
No, I'm thinking about it because I'm hiding. But if I wasn't hiding,
Oh. Yeah, you wouldn't want to call out if you're hiding. Like, oh, god damn.
you hear from around the corner.
shit.
I would run straightforward or you type.
It's
quite smart.
It is
Brenda's over there snobbing at him.
I would good. It's not straightforward.
warrior type.
Also,
This is surprising.
good job. That is true. You can't use divine sense.
I said I would never forget it from now on.
Hey.
I guess you did.
I guess I'll hold action to see if someone can find him.
You have to prepare an action
Okay, I will prepare Thorn Rifle.
upon someone finding him.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
that's fine.
because you guys can just wait until I find him.
It will prepare. Wait is not a thing.
Prepare.
Grant, it's your turn.
Prepare an attack does that mean I'll miss if he's not close enough?
If you prepare melee, yeah.
I can't prepare melee.
Thing is, I don't know. I actually meant to look it up because I'm not sure.
Alright, I'm willing to take my chance first. I'm willing to take my chance first. I will
So you can
prepare
prepare
an attack for
Okay. It is now. It goes around to Squig's turn.
Okay. What's your max out?
60.
50.
Okay.
a javelin attack if someone's
We have
We got
90,
45.
right?
You got 45. You could have had some on
I always keep a small amount on me.
you. You have a. Oh shit!
Yeah.
Squig.
Yeah,
Actually,
we do.
speed it up.
I am going to take out 3 bottles and cast aid by throwing them at Grena, Astra's, and Emerald's feet. Casting aid. No, your
That's 5.
current and max HP just go up by 5.
And is that your turn?
I can't prepare force action.
You gotta prepare your
You
action
can
to
tell
tell
to
someone.
attack a spot if you want to know.
You want to do that?
Sure. You could just have them
Oh,
attack
no,
the same
wait, you're
spot
already
and I'll roll
getting
them
your
high. No, wait, not. I can't.
At the same spot where it was?
Who was he looking at anybody when he cast the spell?
He was kind of looking down at all of you.
Do it in front of you.
Yeah, you know what? Path from him to Grenna. Like a spot up. That works.
It hits the wall.
Yeah.
Now it's Ashura's turn.
Alright, I use Divine Sense.
Okay. He is currently right behind Grenna.
Should have pressed them in.
Now, those of you who prepare actions, fire them. However, since he's invisible, they will be at disadvantage.
Is Divine Sense bonus?
No, Divine Sense is damage, unfortunately.
If he's right behind me, just doesn't.
Well, you can stab him with the javelin. It can be thrown or swung.
I was wondering if it mattered as far as protection.
We took long rests, so you got everything back.
No, I'm saying I just used Divine Sense. I'm wondering if you didn't have that much shorter.
You have 4 of them, and you get them back in long rests.
I got 15.
15, that misses. What'd you get? 13. The whip flies out, but doesn't find purchase. You stab, and unfortunately, you don't find purchase either. Card, it's your turn.
I'll shoot at.
But you guys still know where he is.
Disadvantage.
Yeah.
Well, does Hunter's Mark give him any type of...
For tracking. For magically knowing where it is.
I mean, if he's got an arrow sticking out of him, that'd be pretty obvious.
Alright, second attack. 20.
That hits.
16 damage.
You don't have fire arrows to use. That'll help.
What'd you hit? I'm sorry, what number change?
16.
16. An arrow strikes into him invisibly. You hear him.
I'll make a rude gesture
Into this.
with my
Help for any skeleton.
It's now his turn.
You know, I didn't really think about it, but making a rude gesture out of my translates into scroll. But it's not gonna talk.
You know, it's always been a rude gesture.
Yeah, I'll stick my tongue out at him.
I think also presenting your house is
Squig.
I don't want to present my
Only a
hand.
wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
It's
Oh
either
god.
good or you touch it.
It's not charisma.
I
but
did
it
it
is
bad for
second.
hard.
19. Might. Still might. Be enough. I don't know what hard is. What the shit is. I like this one.
This one.
But you don't feel anything. And Granny, you hear him moving. He's not behind you anymore.
This
He can't
motherfucker
take an
has
attack because
greater
he's
invisibility because he wouldn't be invisible.
They become visible.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
You can't take an attack because it's before, right?
You can, but it'll be with disadvantage. And only you. And it has to be with the javelin since that's what you were holding last, unfortunately.
Why?
Well, still
I mean, the arrow that hit, did he roll concentration?
I got a critical value, so.
He did.
No.
He made his concentration. You swing, but he moves away. It is now
Geneva
Emerald's
makes
turn.
concentration when I shot with my arrow.
He
Or
made
actually,
one
he-
concentration because you missed.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's exactly what he was dying.
Oh.
so we don't really have a map, but like, was there anybody else behind where Grenna was?
You're asking who's the next closest person to him?
I mean, is there anyone within a 5-foot radius of Grenna?
No.
Then I'm gonna cast Moonbeam behind
5
it.
feet
Where I
away.
won't hit anyone else. Where it won't hit
You could
her.
base your trajectory off of where Gren is swung.
Yeah.
You cast the moonbeam. Is that your turn?
Yes.
It is now, I believe, Greta's turn. There's a moonbeam behind where you were. Prepare another action if you like.
I hate to do it, but I guess I will.
Squig, it's your turn.
If you get 2 attacks, you prepare an action to
You
an
only get
attack.
one.
Okay.
It's like Overwatch.
Then I'll prepare an action to hit with the crossbow next time he is revealed, and I'll just have one just fire just in the direction he was and hope it hits. Maybe not.
Alright.
Like the path from Granite to the closest person.
Okay.
Just have one fire. Yeah.
It's not under spells, is it?
No, it's under paladin. It's under your paladin features. It is now Ashura's turn. I mean, even if it's off, just
Yeah, I just want to check. Because that will spend my action. Until the end of my next turn. Okay, so I
So
have
you still have
Yeah. I move to attack it. No one's close to it, right?
okay. So roll with disadvantage.
Really?
It's invisible.
You just know his location.
Yeah, you know the 5 foot square it's in. You can't see it, so you're still attacking with disadvantage.
Just swing down, I'm gonna hit
It
it.
doesn't matter.
Motherfucker.
You don't know if he's putting his axe on the way.
Oh boy. 12.
That is a miss.
Oh wait. Another action.
Another time.
Breath attack?
You can't. You have to do that as an action.
Oh. 13.
Unfortunately, miss again. It is now goes back around to Carv's turn. You know the space he's in because he swung twice. Additionally, those of you who prepared actions can make your attacks, but it will be with disadvantage.
No, is the space he's in within movie?
Huh?
Is it within movie?
No, it's not. Unfortunately.
I'm all in concentration.
Wouldn't that be great? You can spend a.
No, I can't.
You can move.
It's not on the card.
You can move. I'll let that go.
I was about to say, wouldn't that be cool if you spend an action?
I got 140.
Like a moon laser.
So, question: if
24?
Yeah.
Even with disadvantage?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you hit.
it's you always take the lower,
Yeah,
no matter what.
disadvantage is to take the lower.
So it's a crit fail instead of crit.
That's the worst way for it to happen. Just like when you roll with advantage, you roll a crit fail, and the crit is the best thing. The reverse is the worst thing. Just the suckiest of things.
7 damage.
7 damage. Alright, you strike out and find purchase.
Motherfucker, lose concentration, motherfucker. Piece of shit.
Alright.
Yeah.
Cards. You rolling your actions.
Yeah, 22 to hit. With disadvantage. 15 damage.
15 damage?
Yeah. And for the second shot, 22 to hit again.
Damn.
17 damage.
I'm sorry, what the first one did?
15. On each of your turns after you cast a spell, you can use an action to move the beam up to 60 feet in any direction. So it takes your action.
Would it not put that?
If it's an older card and that's something they added
Probably
to the
because
spell
they
later.
didn't have a lot of room. But I assume
What's happening? It's anybody's guess.
that's what happens if you cast a higher level spell.
I guess it does say see page 261. Yes, I would love to look at page
Dude,
261 of this
I
card.
heard those. Huh?
Well, in the player sample.
I know.
I heard those.
You fire twice. The first shot hits. The second shot also hits. How do you want to do this?
I can't see it. So
You can still describe how it hits.
center mass. through its rib cage.
Alright.
Doesn't have a
Maybe
head.
You
take
hit,
it fine.
blowing the back of its spine out. It falls to the ground, having been revealed in its invisibility.
Now. Huh.
Cart will yell, take that, you fucking bastard.
It then
Hopefully it doesn't get back up.
So as you strike it and it falls down, the shaft also pierces a mummified heart, and as it does, the whole thing turns, it cries out, and as it does, it turns to dust.
Oh, okay.
So it might have also been an immortal if we don't destroy its heart. Maybe.
One of you wants to roll religion.
I'll roll it, but I don't have proficiency.
Exciting! I wish I could have
It's
had a
fine.
better shot.
Thoradin has it.
Okay.
Thoradin says, appears to be some sort of ancient vampire. I don't even know how that's possible. Also, it's weird how I have an accent, but when the other guy talks, I don't.
Yeah.
You're also speaking
He's also
way more words.
He's also
Speaking
breaking
complete
the
senses.
fourth wall.
Oh, wait, who's talking?
Yeah.
Fucking, you were a
Oh,
background.
you were there.
Fucking, you were a background character for a few panels. What the hell?
Let's take all that shit then.
That was a bummer.
Can I pick up
Mister, I still roll over 20 with disadvantage.
Can I pick up the
That's-
axe?
You guys have
I don't
no
like
excuse to
fucking-
bitch ever again.
You want?
Can
he
I
pick
roll
up
the
the
12?
axe?
You pick up the axe? Yeah, you can.
Does it return?
No, you throw it. But you haven't attuned it yet.
What was Skeleton Man's candy?
It takes a part of a rest to attune it.
Alright.
What was Skeleton Man's candy?
Yeah. Give me
We should,
What are you, 9?
Okay.
where is this candy?
Apple pie, Grandma. Now. This kind of looks like mummy candy, I guess.
I'm trying to think.
He was a mummy!
He had the aesthetic of a mummy, but he didn't use a mummy's
I'm
stats.
trying to think of a name.
He was a vampire.
Name.
A vampire spawn, specifically.
Huh.
So he wasn't even a full
Was there
vampire?
any-
But he didn't drink blood. Like, he doesn't have a bite
Since he
attack.
was-
It's weird. Don't worry
Since he
about
was
it. I'll tell you after.
the warrior depicted in the images, can we figure out his name?
You okay?
Since he seems pretty famous or important.
Some language we
Don't
don't
worry.
understand.
Your companion,
Better.
your dwarven companion. Oh, I should also note you all lean over and take 5 poison damage.
Mm-hmm.
After you do so, he tells you.
Or temporary.
He looks at some stuff. Tlokes Popolokas, master of the outsiders.
Master of the Outsiders.
Tlokes Popolo.
Popolokas. Tlokes Popolokas.
Oh, boy, you're chicken.
Wow, racist as
No.
fuck.
I'm
Sure.
Where's the? I'm trying to. Which
I'm
one?
just saying.
I
it's
think
not
Aztecs would be.
This is
Well-
the name, and this is
They don't speak
Yeah,
Spanish, I can
Master
tell you
of
that.
the Outsiders.
master.
I was just talking about.
No.
What a weird title.
Tlokes. I think I'll just abbreviate the first part.
Tlokes.
Yeah.
Pollo or whatever is chicken anyway, so it'd be easy.
Man, will you stop with the El Pollo Loco shit? Jesus Christ. You know, some people are actually Hispanic.
I'm just joking.
rename the axe.
Rename it to what?
Here, you'll need to look at it to
Is there
present
an inscription on the axe?
Oh, you're gonna
No.
name it after him?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you how to spell
Okay.
I don't know if we should call it something like Tlokes.
Tloques
L-O-Q-E-S?
Ques
Oh, Q-U-E-S. Okay.
dash P-O-P
P-O-P. Tell me if I'm spelling it wrong.
O-L-O
O-L-O?
O-L-O
Okay.
C-A-S.
C-A-S. I almost ran it wrong.
Tlokes Popolokas, master of the outsiders. Or, if you want to call it, you could call it the Axe of the Outsiders.
There was no Q. It was a K.
That's cool.
Is he an
No, there's a
outsider?
Q. Q. T-O-O-Q-U-E-S.
Oh wait, that's the pronunciation. I was not.
Yeah, these are the pronunciation. That's the name.
Cloaks. Okay.
He also mentioned you could call it the Axe of the Outsiders.
If you
Or Outsiders Axe.
I would say Axe of the Outsiders.
Did he just kill a lot of outsiders? And that's what's up?
You don't know.
I was gonna say call it like Taloke's.
He might have been an outsider to their
Clutch.
pride and
So-
grasp.
based off of the shadow.
Do you go and look through the stuff?
Might as well.
Like again?
The map. Well, now you take time to.
Take proper.
You're gonna look and.
I don't think I would.
The mask is worth 200 gold.
Jesus.
The pendant is worth 50. Hold on.
What was the pendant again?
Okay.
It was just a pendant. It's just.
Unless you're trying to deck yourself out, it doesn't really matter what it was.
I might want to trade this one.
The spherical white onyx that was in its jaw is worth 15 gold. The black obsidian and red pipestone tubes that its hair was tied into are worth 50 gold. As a bunch. The diadem of dark opal and jade discs are worth 200 gold.
What's the diadem?
It's
It's
like
like-
a
It's a-
tiara.
It's a head.
You said
Yes,
200
yes.
gold?
Oh.
Yeah, 200 gold. The jade earplugs are worth 30 gold as a pair. So 15 each. The breastplate made of tubular jade interspersed with bone dividers. It has an AC like studded leather if you'd like to wear it, but it's worth 200 gold.
What is it?
It is a tubular jade breastplate interspersed with bone dividers.
That would look
And
fun.
it has the armor class of studded leather, but is worth 200 gold.
So, do I have disadvantage if I use it, or it just looks sweet?
No, it's studded leather. It just looks cool.
Oh.
It's literally the same in every way as studded leather, but it
Do you have
looks
stone
dope.
leather already?
I don't.
Oh.
I guess it's just jade.
But it's a non-metallic armor. It's more.
Studded
magical.
leather's already
That's
done
That's
the
what
time.
I'm thinking. No,
Yeah.
no, that's what I'm saying. Is it's apparent. If it's just stone and leather, then
Tubular
Fair.
what?
I mean,
technically I can.
Tubular jade
Are you thinking about putting it
with
on?
bone
Yeah,
dividers.
I'll probably put it on.
I'm a fucking.
Scattered around the neck and rib cage are 156 jade beads, each worth 1 gold.
Is it 50?
150.
156, each worth 1 gold. The jade cube in his right hand is worth 150 gold. And the agate in its left hand is worth 50 gold. If you take the glazed flower-shaped plug, it holds in it a what looks like was a potion, but is now just dried powder.
Do I think I
Can
might be
you-
able to revitalize it using the alchemist kit?
Using alcohol, because that's what you did last time.
Just pour wine in it. We got a ton of that.
Stay away from my wine.
Once it's reconstituted, if you taste it, it is a potion of invisibility. Additionally, the other plug in there holds a 1-inch diameter piece of mother of pearl worth 5 gold. The 6-inch long statue that was in its hip bone as a potion plugged into the bottle of it that is an elixir of health. Additionally, it had 2 rings and some bracers. And they have a distinct glow to them.
Identifying.
You're going to take 30 minutes to identify.
Yeah.
30.
Yeah.
10 minutes
Oh,
per.
we could go back up to the.
He has 3 bracers?
He has
has
2
bracers
rings
and 2
and
rings.
a bracelet.
Oh. I didn't know the rings were also magical. Holy
You
shit.
could just save them for when we're not in poison.
That's a lot of time.
It's fine with me. Okay. Let's
We
head
sh-
back up to our room with secret doors, and then. Unless you want to head up to
That
the
floor
room without
passageway.
the poison air, if you want to go all the way to that and then cast it, that's fine too.
So you want to go to the room without the poison air?
I guess so.
And cast it?
I would also push for that. You never know what kind of advantages these could give.
Okay. You head all the way back. You each take another 5 poison damage. And once you get back, you're able to. You can take an hour to short rest if you like. That way you can identify, you can attune.
Okay.
Alright, you attune the axe to you. It's a +2 battle axe that has 12 charges, regains 1d6 plus 4 expended charges daily at dawn. Casting a spell takes a number of charges equal to the level of which the spell is cast. So 5 charges for Pass Wall, 2 charges for Gust of Wind, and 1 charge for Burning Hands.
That's gonna be
The
sick.
spell save is DC 15.
Yeah.
Additionally, you know that if the parchment is ever removed from the axe, it loses the ability to cast a spell forever.
Do we know if...
When you cast Identify, the bracers are bracers of defense. If attuned to someone who is not wearing any other armor, they add +2 to their AC.
Oh.
Additionally, the ring, the one of the man holding the moon, is a ring of fire resistance. Also requires attunement, but you have resistance to fire damage. And the Panther Ready to Strike is a ring of animal influence, which lets you cast something.
Animal influence, maybe?
Wait, if Asura already has fire resistance, if he puts on the ring of fire
One
resistance,
stack.
won't be immune?
The Ring of Animal Influence does not require attunement. This ring has 3 charges, and it regains 1d3 expended charges daily at dawn. While wearing this ring, you can use an action to expend 1 charge to cast one of the following spells: Animal Friendship, Fear, or Speak with Animals.
I want it.
Yeah.
I should note the Fear only works on creatures of intelligence 3 or lower, and beasts specifically, so it won't work on undead. So it's a Fear spell, but specifically for beasts.
Okay.
I want it.
I was
The
thinking about
DC
it.
for Animal Friendship and Fear are DC 13.
Those are lower than what you have.
But it means I
Yeah,
wouldn't have
plus
to
you
repair
can-
them.
Right, it means she doesn't have to repair Animal Friendship.
But
she
they're
doesn't have to
worse.
expend
But they're
a
worse
spell
DC than yours. But
Yeah.
yeah.
What was
Most
the third
animals don't have great wisdom.
Animal friendship, fear, and what?
Speak with Animals.
Speak with animals.
But fear for beasts.
Yep.
With lower than 3 intelligence, or 3 or lower.
That's a sick ass ring, though. You can talk to animals whenever you want.
That would have been so fucking useful if we found that first.
Yeah, throughout this dungeon where we
Yes,
kept
it
catching
would've.
speak with animals with a
God.
lot of the encounters.
Also,
we were encountering
I actually lied. It's wearing
There was a
2
lot of
rings on its
situations
middle
we could
fingers
use.
and a ring on its right ring finger that, when identified, is a ring of protection. Attunement gives +1 to AC in all saves.
That could go to anyone.
Should we give
I
that to the
can't
person
do
with the
that,
lowest
can I?
AC?
You could
Oh, I could.
increase all your
But
saves
I
by
have-
1 and increase your AC to 23.
How many tunes do you already have?
I have
The axe.
the axe.
Oh, I thought you had other things for some reason.
So I could use that and have an AC of 23, but if someone else,
Or
else
you can
wants
give it to
do
someone
that.
who has no AC.
Like Amaron, so mine
Like
has
Amaron.
18 AC.
Yeah.
Let's even out the AC, make us all equally as hard to
You
hit.
want to take the ring of protection as well?
So you have 2 rings.
You have to attune that.
How many
You take an
tuning slots
hour,
do I
if
get?
anyone, 3. But
Okay.
the other ring doesn't require an attunement slot.
Oh.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Ring of Animal
more.
Influence. Also, someone can take the Bracers of Defense if they want.
They
But
do.
you
If
can't
you're
wear
not
armor.
wearing armor, you get +2 armor
Oh,
class.
right.
Useful for mages and monks. And
Um,
that guy, since he didn't have armor.
Wait.
Yeah, I know. I would kill for us to have that in Strahd, because we
Yeah.
could give it to Crack and he'd have 20 armor class
Oh.
while not wearing armor.
And that-
No, fuck you.
What the hell?
You have health and damage resistance. Crack has nothing. He turns into fried chicken as soon as someone looks at him.
That was at
He
once.
needs
and that
armor
was
class. And not Strahd?
No, he didn't.
Strahd did way more. He didn't die when I did it either. Strahd
Said
did
it
way
adds
more
+1
damage.
to
Doesn't
saves
really
too?
get hurt.
All saving throws and armor class.
Do the braces and defense take an attunement slot?
I really
Yes, they
like the +2 all saving throws.
Yeah.
I liked it in general.
But that's one that can be made.
So,
way that
both the
long.
effects are
Having gathered your stuff, headed back, counted your treasure, maybe spent some hit dice since you took a short rest. It's up to you.
I spent one.
Yeah, probably wouldn't be a bad
That
idea.
is where we're going to call it this week.
How long does the
Join us next week as they continue scouting out the rest of this floor before moving on to a later floor. I have been Mario Vilas, your illustrious dungeon master. You can find more of me at Lights Camera Initiative, where I speak for everyone here except for Caitlin and David specifically. Additionally, by this point, the Strategist Channel one-shot would have already happened, but if you catched it, you would have been able to see me playing Yidwin Autumnchild, my halfling wild mage sorcerer. It's gonna be pretty dope. Additionally, I have also, by this point, probably on the 3rd episode of the Hidden Shrine of Tamoachan channel on the, or Hidden Shrine of Tamoachan game on the Greyhawk channel, so you can continue to catch me there. That's going to be all summer, so about 10 or so sessions you'll be able to catch me on that. And yeah, I might also be appearing on RJ Cresswell's channel on his stream. So I don't know. We'll have to see. Now that I've called him out, though, in this video, he has to. Otherwise, it just looks bad. No, he's a cool guy. You should follow him. He makes music. Some of the music we use in Strahd is actually piano music he made. It's an album called Dear Omen. You should check it out. It's pretty dope. Yeah, so that was me. Does anyone else have anything they want to plug? David, where can people find you? What's going on in your life? I know you're working on Treasure Takers. Do you wanna mention that? If not, I can edit this out so that I never mention it.
Not particularly. I'm artist. Nah, go ahead and keep it in. Whatever. I'm artist David Harper on Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah, if you follow him on Twitter, you'll see updates on Treasure Takers, which is a cool animated series that he's doing. Additionally, he has things on Ko-Fi where he coffee. Is it actually said coffee in retrospect? When that makes sense.
It said the dumb way, but I say coffee because whatever.
Anyway, he does rant videos on there. Pretty funny, especially if you are a sane person and hate that guy from Persona 5, whose name I'm forgetting off the top of my head. I hate him so much I can't even remember his name.
He's garbage.
Yeah, he is garbage. I can't even. Yeah, he's such trash. And if you think otherwise, you're fucking wrong. Ed, do you have anything going on? Anything you want to tell the people? Anything you want to say about the session?
The session, I feel like the session was fun, and so far this campaign has been going. It's been fun. It's been good. I'm liking it.
I feel like it's not dangerous now that you have a safe room. Oh, the poison is just gone.
I didn't expect the safe.
If there was no safe room, I'd be dead.
Me neither.
I'd be dead.
Sad.
And
Everyone
no
was so
spell slots.
tense, and now it's like we have spell slots back, and we don't not constantly dying of poison.
Actually, I turned around on it. But realistically, the poison's really not that big of a deal. For me.
Well, it's mostly a big deal for not being able to regain spell slots. The damage itself isn't that dangerous unless I roll a bunch of 6s in a row, and then it gets pretty nasty. It gets pretty nasty.
Yeah.
Stand alone.
So yeah, anything you want to tell the people?
Unfortunately, not really. Except continuing excellent to yourself and everybody.
Cool. Caitlin, do you want to tell the people anything?
I got nothing. Except you can find me on Twitter at Gobbitses.
That is true. Rob, talk to the people.
I don't have anything to say, although if you listen to Ed's thing, you would think he's a bigger hippie than Caitlin, which is not the case.
Anyway, that was us. Sid, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Rob, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Caitlin, say goodbye.
Farewell.
Jeff, say goodbye. I'm going to need you to speak up. Repeat yourself. You're being really rude right now. You asshole. Ed, say goodbye.
See ya.
Dave, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye!